don't know why it works.
Every single person who had the unfortunate mistake of making eye contact with me for the last 7 days, I'm like, oh, excuse me, across from a CVS line. Like, by the way,
melted her
let me fucking tell you about this completely normal-looking mid-20s girl who would like to melt her shit.
Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio. Technically, the second one, but for all intents and purposes, the first episode of 2023. Back in the studio. John's fiddling with his dick.
You ever get like where you fucking...
Right when we start the show, dude. Really, like right when I was like, we're going to start the year.
I had to look
and
down.
I look over and you've got your tongue out on your lips while you button your dick up.
I had to look down to scratch some chocolate off my peanut, or my pants. And then I noticed that a button was undone on my fly. Do you ever get like the middle button undone?
No, because I just don't even wear button flies
What am I
anymore.
going to do here? Like, how am I going to fix? I'm not going to take my pants all the way off to fix it.
Bro, if my middle button is undone, that button is just staying undone, buddy. Cheers to you for even getting the top button done.
Yeah.
Button flies are
they're a thing of the past. They're
absolutely.
jeans.
Like, I cannot believe you even have a pair and you tolerate that.
It's fun. It's
I can. I absolutely can, but anybody else out there who still is doing button flies is doing it to be an asshole.
No one knows. We wouldn't know unless I just decided to fix it in the middle of a fucking podcast.
Not in the middle. The very, very beginning. As I was about to be like, this is it. Biggest year of the show coming up right now. The stars are aligning. Everything's going to happen. And instead, John...
I had chocolate on my
John's
pants.
got... Some things will never change. John shows up looking like he's working the docks up in...
I don't have a wardrobe for...
Like he's fucking on the Downeaster Alexa
60
out there
degrees in New York City.
Crabbing.
Downeaster Alexa is a yacht, by the way, friend.
Oh, is it?
It's Billy Joel's yacht. Yeah.
No. He's talking about fucking being like a...
I'll tell you this.
I took on diesel back in Montauk yesterday.
From back when I worked on the docks in Newport... Billy Joel's boat would sometimes be there. His boat is called the Downeaster Alexa.
Sure.
So maybe
I think the song is about like a fisherman, though.
Whatever. The song,
it's not that Billy Joel was
I knew about the boat
yo,
first.
let me tell you something. If that, like, first of all, that song, fucking
Billy Joel's
unbelievable.
Best song.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not absolutely, but very much. Yeah, I agree. Like, there's so many hits.
There's a million.
But,
That's not to say. People get mad like, that's not his best song. That's not a great song.
He has,
all right,
like,
well, now it's getting down to personal preference.
Yeah, he also has like 60 classics.
Yeah, right.
Like, if that like banger ass like kind of dark gloomy song is just about his yacht, I've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. I've been led astray.
I mean, I don't listen to lyrics, so I don't know what it's about. I just like when it gets loud and it gets a little quiet sometimes. Yeah. I like that, like a rising crescendo.
Yeah, man, it's like you're in the ocean on that song. That shit fucking slaps, dude. Yeah, so you're dressed like a fisherman and you're poking at your penis. It's like
scratching my penis.
What's your New Year's resolutions? I don't know, none of that shit. You know what your resolution should have been? Like not pissing your pants and not touching your penis in public, and we're off to a slow start.
Why shoot for the moon?
I legitimately my New Year's resolution within reason, because I was like, why even bother setting the real ones? You know. I was like, I am not gonna fight on Twitter anymore. And day one, I had a holy war against the Catholics. Literally the day. Oh, buddy.
Mine is to use social media even less.
And you stayed off?
I've been off. I haven't seen. I've either been off social media or been on mushrooms this break.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome. You're doing it. You're doing it, man.
I'm doing it. But then sometimes I get on mushrooms, I tweet more. like that picture I posted of the hot dogs in the toilet, super high on mushrooms. It was
what was that about?
I just dropped hot dogs in the toilet.
Oh, okay.
I want them. My friends did a Yankee swap on New Year's.
Yeah,
and
hot dogs.
And someone brought hot dogs. I won the hot dogs. I was like, I'm keeping these. And then I was back in my hotel room that night, and I was just high. And I was peeing. I just dropped them in the toilet.
Can I tell you? Oh, did you pee on them?
And it was no. I was like about to pee, and I was like unbuttoned my pants, but for some reason I was holding hot dogs. And
what was funny about that is I was peeing as I saw that, so I step up to the toilet and I am like this with the phone looking.
You looking at the phone even when peeing.
Well, I was probably like about to. But
I'll do this sometimes. And once it's all out and stuff.
No, I think you know,
you're right. You're right.
So I was like this, but then all of a sudden it was like tweets, like phoneception. It was like I'm looking at a toilet, but I'm looking at a toilet, and I was like, "Is there?" I almost was like, "Is there hot dogs in there? Like, is my camera on? What just happened?" That tripped me out. No, I got in. I want to say this is maybe recency bias. I was in one of my top 10 feuds with the Catholics.
With Catholicism?
Yeah.
Really?
Don't you know? So Nazi Pope died.
Oh, right.
And I said...
Yeah, dude, what a fucking stupid move to resign the popeship, because when you die, no one gives a fuck. You're just an old German dude.
Well, apparently, that's what I thought.
Bro, I saw like one headline about that motherfucker dying.
Well, oh, yeah. But
no
as far as what I was seeing...
No black smoke, white smoke, whatever.
I said, Nazi Pope's dead? I was like, good riddance, one of the worst of all times, like, rotten hell, you rat fuck.
Nothing bad.
And what's funny is in my mind, I genuinely didn't think like anything of that. And then when things really blew up, I was like, I can't believe this one is that bad. And then I was like, wait a minute, no, this was like the team captain for over 1 billion people.
Yeah.
This would be like if I just went out there like trashing like Muhammad or some shit, you know. But
draw me your best picture of Muhammad real quick. Show
just
it to the camera.
Give me a little.
Show it to the camera.
So I hate Catholics. Hate the Catholic Church. I'm out on them. Big time out on them.
Jews moving up the draft board.
Yeah, big time. I can say that because I'm a Catholic. It's like the N-word.
Yeah, right,
You know,
right.
We're allowed to trash the church. So I called him Nazi Pope because he was in the Nazi camp. He was in the Nazi party.
He's in Hitler
Youth.
Right, yeah.
Now, I get it.
With Dennis and D.
Here's the thing, though. Like, when you talk about Joseph Ratzinger, he's not a Nazi.
Who's that?
Nazi Pope.
Okay.
Ratzinger. Benedict was his name.
That's go by his
papal name.
His screen name, if you don't mind. I don't really know him on a personal level.
The Pope picks a new screen name. That's what the Pope does. Well, yo, what's your handle? What's your @ What's your new @ Pope? That's fucking great. I call him that Nazi Pope because he's not a Nazi. When you look up Wikipedia, it says affiliated with Nazi. And yes, I get it. He was forced into it as a child.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
he was Nazi raped.
You want to talk about other kids? Yeah, and he was Nazi raped. You want to talk about other kids who were forced into things as children too? Do you want to open up that door?
Yeah.
Because that's what ended up happening. I got flooded, dude, with people being like, he wasn't a Nazi. He was forced into it like da. People putting on the cape
much
for
like
fucking Pope Benedict. Exactly. I was like, you guys are not seeing the irony here about yelling about children being forced into bad things.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. If you're raised a Nazi, you're a Nazi. If your parents go like,
you're a Nazi.
Guess what? I'm a Catholic. I was raised. I was forced to go to church, forced to go to CCD, forced to go to confirmation.
In this case, your parents happen to be Adolf Hitler.
Right.
You were forced into it. I didn't say he loved it. I didn't say he was like, you know,
he was there very quiet, like, hey, come on, guys. Like, I don't know, like, maybe not. Not so bad.
Maybe we should rethink things.
I had one on my CYO team. He was pretty good. So he was a fucking...
I got some. They even put up a Christmas tree. All right, some of them are pretty cool. But then, you know, I had Twitter, or I guess all of the Catholic freaks.
This is day of January 1.
This is like
day. So you decided, just to be clear here, you decided I'm done with Twitter fights. And the next day said, "Rest in peace, you rat fuck Nazi." About the all right.
Yeah. But that is, I know that's crazy, but like that guy is such an abhorrent piece of shit. I didn't think that was going to be a big deal.
But did he?
So
did he go atheist? Like much like where I'm. Which, by the way, we can talk about that in a little bit.
Atheism?
Just a predicament I find myself in.
Sure.
So did he? I mean, I think it's pretty clear that he relinquished the Nazi party and
yeah. So I was like, guys, I'll give you the Nazi thing. I just call him Nazi Pope because that's funny.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the the widespread rampant rape that he covered up.
Sure.
Because
But he also wasn't super. I'm sure he was in charge of it. I mean, they were all in charge of it.
So before he was
he-
the Pope, he's known as God's Rottweiler.
Oh yes, I did hear that.
So
too.
he's like so hardcore conservative and so like by the book and like you can't let dogs into heaven and like kill the gays and all that shit.
This got a lot deeper than I thought it was going to get faster.
When he was Archbishop, they were like, you're gonna take control of the scandal, because at that point it was like every fucking day a new one was coming up. And you know what it's a lot like? Remember, I use this analogy a lot. When Mark McGuire would put the Andro in front of his locker to be like, look, I'm not doing the bad stuff. So under Nazi Pope, he defrocked like 800 priests. So people are like, look, he defrocked more than like anybody. But there was like 4,000 fucking cases when he took it on. So there was like 800 cases where he was like, this is undeniable. We're fucked. There's no way around this. Like, give these people some money, get them to settle, and shut the fuck up. And you can't be priests anymore.
Just simply get defrocked and then went about their lives? Or
I think they
jail too.
Oh, I think they killed themselves.
Did they get tried?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's like going to a boarding school.
Yeah.
You just get kicked out.
Well, that's the thing. So that's
you
usually
don't really tell the police about that kind of stuff, because then it brings a bad name to the school. We just
exactly
escort you off campus and say, don't come back again.
That's what the Pope was. That's what Nazi Pope was doing, because they were like the church's reputation. There was a quote from a nun that said there was a case that had 8 kids who were raped that all came together, and they said something like 8 men who are now adults. Like 8 men suffering and not getting justice isn't as bad as millions losing faith in the church. So like, sorry. And there was, I started to read. I'm in a fucking war when I start to read, and I found.
By the time this podcast is done.
Have you ever heard I've heard this story before. I didn't know he was at the head of it though. The one priest who raped 200 deaf boys.
What? No.
He was at a deaf school. He raped 200 deaf kids, and they were investigating it. And then when the guy wrote a letter to Nazi Pope and said, "I'm really, really old. I'm really sorry. Oh, and by the way, all of these things happened more than 20 years ago, which is like outside the statute of limitations per the Vatican law." And the Pope was like, "Okay, it's done." 200 fucking deaf kids. They just said they were in the course of investigating it, and then Nazi Pope said, "Don't do that anymore." And there's just like a million cases like that. Oh, and his brother also ran a choir where a couple hundred kids got raped too.
Yeah, no, it seems like you're on the good end of this one.
You would think. Yeah. You would think, but honestly,
imagine if heaven was real and you got to heaven being like, God is going to be happy with me. I covered up a lot of rapes. And God was like, what the fuck were you doing? Was that,
yeah,
dude?
That's not what I said.
And he's like,
I'm a Rottweiler. They call me Rottweiler God. Yo, I did tap into a whole new sect of Twitter that I didn't like ever really get into, and that's like truly crazy holy war Twitter, where like people were, like their bios are all sorts of, what are those called? Scriptures and like things like, threads that are just like, they shall burn and we shall inherit. And I was like, oh, you guys are real weird. Real crazy. But I've just never been in a Twitter war where I'm on the side of the guy who covered up rape widespread is bad. And people were like, you don't know what you're talking about.
That is...
Holy shit, man.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one to be.
Day one, though, bro. I'm like...
Just getting in rape fights.
They
I don't know, man. I think the rapist was bad. People are like, you are an idiot.
Because, what I should have done was and we can talk about wording tweets better with Skip Bayless in a second. I didn't put...
Oh, we don't have a second. We're going to do a little more religion.
Oh.
Because
Look, they hit me with the reader's added context.
About Jesus stuff?
About the Hitler stuff, the Nazi stuff, right? Whoops. So then I was like, well, let's add some fucking context here. And I added all the rape stuff. I was like, you're missing the point. The Hitler Youth thing, fine. He's not a Nazi, but he's not a Nazi. But what he definitely is is a rape apologist.
He's a
God
Nazi.
damn it. You goddamn assholes. You goddamn idiots.
He's not like I'm a Catholic, like we said. We're just like,
Yeah.
well, I was raised Catholic. I'm more agnostic now, but
I'm not
I
practicing.
I was raised to hate the Jews, but now I'm a little more.
He wasn't a practicing Nazi. He's just a passive Nazi. You know, like a Easter and Christmas Nazi sort of thing.
I'm trying to see which way I want to go because I have two separate things I want to say that are very different.
On religion?
Both on religion, yeah. One, this is just reminding me of the
Door
fact
1
that,
and door 2.
I got them both in my head, so you pick one.
Door 2.
Door 2. That okay? Fine. Mormons, watch out.
Oh, buddy.
This is because we were kind of just discussing this off air. I watched Under the Banner of Heaven during break, and it's awesome. It's 10 out of 10. Hulu, yeah, it's fucking tremendous. By the way, I still have my commercials on Hulu. People make fun of me for being poor for that.
No, me too.
90
seconds.
Beautiful. Quick
My best.
90-second check. Even that is like enough. You just scroll the top. Like, all right, I haven't missed anything huge in the last 9 minutes. Keep it going, Andrew
all
Garfield.
good.
Dude, Mormons. And I actually said that. I thought about deleting this tweet.
Inside the Banner of Heaven is about Mormons?
Yeah, it's about a murder, a double murder of a woman and her 15-month-old baby in a suburb outside Salt Lake City. Like 99% LDS, Latter-day Saints in that town. And they're all Mormon, and some are better Mormons than others, blah, blah, blah.
Bet they were just covering that shit up.
And it's very, very heavy of like the church being like talking to one of the detectives was diehard, devout Mormon. One of the detectives was a Paiute, which is a Native American from Las Vegas or something like that. And he's like, I don't give a goddamn about your religion. And the other guy's like struggling with his faith kind of deal. That's who Andrew Garfield is. Dude, I said him. I actually thought I was going to get into a Twitter war type war with this because I just tweeted like Under the Banner of Heaven is awesome. Everyone's acting their ass off. Also, Mormons are weird as fuck. And I was like, it was like an 11 o'clock tweet where I was like, maybe I shouldn't have tweeted that. Like, I don't know. But Mormons are kind of like Italians. Like, you can fucking still, you can still give them the business. They are a large sect of people that you can still be like, those people fucking suck. And everyone's like, all right, whatever. We agree.
True.
But it is crazy. The shit you read, just like, bro, there's something in the Mormon church where, like, when you know how like we do the goddamn fucking sign of the cross or whatever.
Yeah.
Then this might be because in this scene they're in church, but it's like, I think it's a wedding. They're I don't know enough about Mormonism to really talk about what's happening, but something about they're giving their testimony, and I think your testimony is your faith in God or something like that, where it's your undenying faith, and it's like I forget exactly what it is, but like you hold up one hand like this, like, and then you go with the other hand like with 3 fingers, and you go. And it's signifying you'd rather slit your throat ear to ear than give up your faith in God or something like that. And they just do that in church. It was like, what the fuck was that? Bro, and all the chicks are wearing bonnets and the dudes are wearing shower caps. It's insane.
What is it really?
See if you get
What is it really?
What?
Like, I'm sure it looks like a shower cap, but what is it really?
Shower cap's my best descriptor. I don't fucking know what else it is. It is just like put like under the banner of it. Okay, so yeah, the women are wearing these things, and then, so that picture right there, on the right.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see what the guys are wearing. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they are.
What the fuck is that?
That's their wedding attire.
That looks like one of those. Looks like a little boat.
It's insanity.
It looks like those, those old school popcorn things that you pop, the little round. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. But then, so they're talking. I'm not going to spoil the show, but they're just talking about like all the stuff that Mormonism is built on, and how like you're taught like don't. So Mormons,
Mormons are just straight up. We want to fuck a ton of little girls, right?
That's what happened with Brigham Young. Where, like Brigham Young would just change, which is crazy. Brigham Young murdered like hundreds of people. And the fact that there's just a college named after him, he murdered hundreds of
white people or like Native Americans and shit.
White people, but blamed on the Native Americans.
Yeah, that's why.
They would dress up. They would dress up as Native Americans, and then they would kill white people. So yeah, so they like the Paiutes were one of them. Like the Paiutes got like blamed and stuff like that.
Provocateurs.
Yeah, and but they.
By the way, we're just coming in super hot.
Yeah, dude, I love this shit. Let's expose. KMC Radio exposes religion.
Like most people are like, I'm doing 5 sit-ups a day. What are you doing? And we're like, so then they murdered the children dressed as Native Americans.
Assuring my eternal damnation no matter which God's right.
Touch them all.
But there was like, so yeah, it's insane that like Brigham Young is this hero.
Yeah.
Bro just murdered like men, women, children.
Everybody.
Didn't fucking
Dogs,
matter.
cats, whatever.
And he was the one in the Mormon religion who was like, dude, it's actually like the greatest loophole in the world in Mormonism is like, they get signs, and I guess this happens in Catholicism too, and maybe I just wasn't raised with the people who are devout as they are in this show, where it's just like, they come downstairs like, I just talked to God. He says I need 3 more wives.
You're not going to believe it? You got to fuck me.
It is like, I just talked to God.
Tiffany,
this is gonna,
come on.
This sucks. He says I have to kill you. And it's just like these are real conversations that happen in the show, where it's like, oh, God.
Dude,
it's God's word. What do you want me to do?
It's not me, it's him.
And then like, it's bananas.
People.
But there's so much fucked up stuff about the foundations of religion. We should tear down. You want to get people real riled up, right?
Tear down the foundation of religion?
Let's just tear down religious statues. Remember what we did about Confederate soldiers? They were like, hang on, my granddaddy like Stonewall Jackson.
Imagine you just ripping down the Mother Mary, just like blowing up her head.
Dude, she actually was quite a liar. Let's take that down.
Oh man,
in the Mormon religion, in the book, I don't know what book it's not on Joseph Smith's temple, golden plates, whatever. Satan invented black people. That's just like that's like a big part.
Let's clip that.
I'm not. First of all, I'll raise my hand. I'll be the first one. No one else has spoken. I disagree.
I'll take it a step further. I know that's not true. That is not a fact. Not a fact.
It was in whatever one of their teachings that they don't do anymore, which is also a hugely beneficial part of the religion. Is that there's always a living prophet, the prophet on Earth. Mm-hmm. And at the time of the movie, the show takes place in '84, I think, and it's like William H. Kimball or something like that.
That's like their pope, kind of?
Exactly. Yeah. He's their voice of God on Earth.
Yeah.
And he can kind of just be like, that's not true anymore.
Nope. Yeah.
And
because I say so.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And he, I guess one of them at some point had said, like, that's not true, actually. Satan didn't make white people fuck animals to create black people. I think the actual wording of the book was like, Satan made man put the seed of the man in the beast or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's awful to even say, and tons of people just believe it and practice it.
Yeah.
It's crazy town.
Dude, that was the same thing with
everything
Nazi
I'm saying
Pope.
is like pretty true.
True enough.
Enough. I mean, they definitely said it in the show. I didn't do my own research on it, but like surely you said in the show.
Dude, it was the same thing in my Holy War. It was like, you guys are... People were just like, this man was a shining light of like religion who should be remembered. And I was like, he fucking got like let thousands of kids get raped. What? If there was a story about like a person letting one kid get sexually assaulted, they would be done.
Yeah.
And this happened.
But also, if you look in the Bible, good amount of rapings.
A lot of rapings.
A lot of rapings.
I feel like the Bible had
Noah loved raping his daughters.
I feel like the Bible had a lot of lambs.
Give me Google on that. I think Noah raped his daughters for about 300 years.
Noah or
His dog or dog?
Daughters.
The fact that that's a legitimate question is that all you need to know about religion. Did you mean now? Is it Noah or is it Moses?
It's one of the two.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's the classic trick is. You know,
maybe his son. No, it's just his son seeing him naked. That's not weird. Maybe Moses raped his daughters.
Wait, let me see that. That's actually kind of funny because I feel like everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people might have an awkward moment where you see your dad's dick or like gets out of the shower or something,
Yeah, I mean, I see my dad's dick. He didn't rape me. He just went to the gym.
What happened how did Moses see his dad's dick? Was it like, he was by the burning bush? That was Abraham. All these guys are the fucking same, if you ask me. The Bible has like a lot of lambs and sheep and a lot of rape. I feel like those are the things that there's a lot going on there. Yeah. Wine, lambs, sheep,
Put it all together, it's
and
gonna be a
rape.
party every time. You know? Look, you put me in the same
Separately,
room.
that's a problem.
You put me in the
Together?
same room with wine and some sheep. Your boy's gonna seek comfort.
God damn it.
Someone, Chaps taught me this, and I always like.
Noah's got his
When
daughters.
Chaps and I were doing Barstool Confessions, which is like really what I wanted this, and like which is what this was, or that was. I very much wanted to hear all the fucked up stuff with the Bible, and he would teach it to me, but also like fucking. Wait, we'll go down to Noah's daughter's drunk.
Yeah, how did Noah's...
Yeah. Oh, maybe they were raping him. There was definitely some raping going on.
Yo, if your daughters rape you, that is something from Pornhub. Let me tell you what.
Whatever. There was just I don't know. It was just it was a whole thing. You should have seen it back then.
Anyway,
He also lived to like 300.
we got to get back on track. This is a podcast.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of one last thing on religion.
Oh, what's door number 1?
We were talking about this over break when
This is the prologue to the episode,
yeah.
right? I don't know what prologues and epilogues are. They're just like the book starts and then the book starts again.
Yeah.
And the book ends and the book ends again.
Yeah, we'll get out to normal stuff, but
Yeah,
first
we'll get to the podcast in a moment.
we were just talking about it over. I was talking about securing my eternal damnation, and talking about like when I became a godfather. We were talking about over break, and like I remember calling my mom, and I had to talk to the priest. I remember calling my mom and being like, is he gonna ask me if I believe in God?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, he's gonna assume that one.
No, but you kind of,
Yeah.
at least I did, like, where they asked you kind of like, do you believe in Jesus Christ? Yes. Do you reject
Oh no,
the
I
teachings
meant
of Satan?
like
Afterwards, like-
no, like a sit down before.
Got it, yeah.
Because you have
yeah.
that paper you have to get signed.
Right. It's going to suss you out a little bit.
And
No, I'm pretty sure if they started asking those questions, there'd be no
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
godparents.
Because like it's like, well, you want me to tell you the truth? You want me to lie?
Yeah.
And
It's like what they want you to do is put money in an envelope. And that's
and
it.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And plug your ears.
Do you believe in God? No. No, that's not what. Just put that in there. And yep. Don't say that. We're good. Fucking rats.
But yeah, then I just ended up. I've like forged all my religious documents through life. Like, should I? Like,
Guess
like
what? The number one
Guess
fucking
what?
document
I didn't cover
in
any
religion,
rape though. So what?
The number one document in religion is forged. It's like 1,000 pages of forgery. Fuck out of here. Your whole temple was.
I
built.
don't like to think it's forgery. I think it's just a couple of the boys were sitting around telling stories about their friends.
Yeah.
And you tend to get exaggerated
Well,
a little bit.
yeah, you know
And then
what-
they were like, in 2,000 years later, they were like, whoa,
Well, this was a
hang
question,
on.
right? Didn't we do this a couple weeks ago? It was like, if someone were to write the book of you, who would you want to write it?
Yeah.
And I think we kind of tied the Bible in because somebody decided, Mark, Paul, Luke, and John were the guys.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also, Steve and Frank and Greg, the Bible according to Greg. And those guys just they didn't make the cut. For why? Why come?
Yeah, I
St.
forgot
Peter,
about
that rat fuck.
The books.
There's a million other gospels according to. They just didn't make the canon or whatever the
I
fuck.
remember in high school, I was told by Brother Joseph, he said, I forget the name of the book he was referencing, but he's like, in this book, it's about Jesus' teenage years.
Right.
And he gets mad as someone stole his toys, so he makes them disappear. Why would you believe that? I was like, why would
you believe the rest of it?
any of this shit?
Yeah.
If I was a teenager who had the ability to make people disappear, we'll have about half the population has right now.
Yeah,
I'd be disappearing bitches all over the fucking place.
All the other books, I think, were about him fucking and having girlfriends and shit. And they were like, we can't have that. See you later. And you're back to grabbing your balls.
Scratching my penis, dude. It's hot in here.
Got a hot dick.
It's hot,
hot dick.
bro. I had to do last night. I had to do the really, we're gonna keep doing religion. Like sign of the cross, sleep naked.
It's getting hot, yeah.
Bro, if
All of a sudden, 60 degrees is tough.
if it's because the fucking
The heat's
heat
on.
cuts on itself when it's supposed to be cold out. If it doesn't get cold in New York City,
heat.
it becomes too hot to live in New York City.
Yeah.
It was 1,000 degrees in my apartment last night.
know.
I woke
I
up
know
and
the
showered at like 2 a.m.
I know the feeling you got to put like ice in bed with you.
Yeah,
It's
it's
crazy.
fucking
madness.
nuts. As the doors open, my windows open, my fucking door propped open, me like this, just exposed. Thank God, fucking the Rottweiler is dead. I'd have been in trouble.
I had some street toughs last night. We had some street activity last night. The street toughs were out. I don't know what happened, but the screaming outside my apartment was so loud. So the setup I have is my sister, my mom, and me. My sister and my mom are in one apartment, and I'm next door in the other apartment. And all of us thought that the yelling was coming from the other's apartment. So, like, I'm running to my mom, and she's running to me, and my sister's running to check on us. And we just find, like, these kids in the street. A couple of them had baseball bats and shit. Like, it was about to go down, dude.
Kids, what kind of age are you talking?
Like, teenagers. But then there was, like, a middle-aged mom with a baseball bat, and I think she was out there regulating, like, get the fuck out of here. It was some wild shit, though. I was like... then when the like everything kind of settled down, an SUV came back around the corner and these kids ran and got into it, and then it zipped down the block, and I was like, they're about to fucking, you know.
Jesus.
It was something. Then I went to sleep. Just like, I don't know what happened here, but whatever.
One more month.
Yes. One more month, bro. One more month. If you know, you know. Let's start the podcast, huh? Allbirds. When it comes to quality, Mother Nature knows best, and you can take that idea and run with it with their wool runners from Allbirds. This year, trade your synthetic footwear for wool runners crafted with premium supernatural materials that are comfy and durable. So you can run to the ends of the earth or to the store. I bet you Colleen could rock some wool runners when she's running 2,300 miles a year, right? 2,300 miles in a year, dude.
I don't even have a guess how far that is.
It's like I mean, like
that means nothing to me.
I think the country's 3,000 miles.
Okay, so you almost ran across the country.
I think she ran to like Las Vegas, basically. If I had to guess.
Wow. Why? Because it's there.
What an she is. Look at that one. It's like running from Greenland to. That's not even great either, though. But basically across the whole Atlantic.
That is.
You ran across the Atlantic.
So goddamn far.
Dumb. That is so crazy. And if you had your wool runners on from Allbirds, you could have run like 5,300 miles because they have next leather comfort.
Factually double your running.
With ZQ certified, it does not. With ZQ certified superfine merino wool that's temperature regulating, moisture wicking, and itch free. You should make like your whole bed and your whole apartment out of the moisture wicking merino wool, and then you wouldn't be so hot at night.
I'd love that.
Sugarcane based sweet foam midsoles. I don't know. I guess the shoe's made out of sugar.
Yeah.
Crazy. Put a little bounce in your step. Castor bean insoles for Jackie are cushiony and naturally odor reducing. Lord knows Sweaty over there needs that. So this year, take a big step forward for Mother Nature with the Allbirds Wool Runner. Discover the perfect pair of Allbirds today at allbirds.com. That's ALLBIRDS.com. They're machine washable. They're comfortable. They're performance gear. They're stylish. Everything you need to wear on your foot when you're entertaining, whether you're running, whether you're working, whatever. That's allbirds.com. ALLBIRDS.com. Today we have Abella Danger on the show. Who
Abella.
I am ready to proclaim her the most interesting person in the world.
Yeah?
Like on a level
She's
of
up
like,
there.
like I say this about Asa. I say this about her too.
Huh.
They're
Noticing a trend.
yeah. and there's
Anyone
a
whose
reason
butthole
why.
I've seen the inside of is the most interesting person in the world.
I think they are maybe the only two that can
By the
say
way,
this.
shout out belated birthday, Asa.
Also, happy birthday, Asa. Yeah, I said it too. Like, except for each other, basically, nobody can relate to them, like, on any level.
Yeah.
You know? Like, when there's plenty of porn stars, there's plenty of plenty of authors, plenty of people in college on the debate team, plenty of people who do this, that, the other thing, but, like, to do all of it, to be like, I was on the debate team in college, well, like, after my gangbang scene, and then I went to my, like, social media where I have millions of followers, and I said this, and da-da-da, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that this girl absolutely, and I think this is genuine. I don't think this is a shtick. I meant to ask you that. Like, she genuinely is like, what are you talking about? What?
She definitely seems to be that way.
And I think it's pretty genuine that she's like, I just, I do porn. I guess that's a little weird. Like, but what do you mean? Like, why would guys be so? I'm like, what do you fuck? What do you mean? Why are you not understanding that I think it's insane that you're the captain of the debate team at Miami College? Like, that's nuts.
But I think it's one of those things too. Like she started porn so young.
Yeah.
Where it's just like
who she is.
It's right. Like it's.
yeah.
I think like when I think we'll talk about this again a little bit too. Like when you went to like a rich friend's house.
Yeah.
Like you have this.
This
like,
is just his house.
I have
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
Like, you're surprised by that?
This
Like,
is my TV. These are my toys.
Yeah. Right.
I have so much money from porn. Like this is just how it goes. So yeah, Abella, we got a college update. She's on the debate team. She got good grades. And some very funny stories that came out of that.
Also, quite a revelation.
I don't remember. Oh, about the penises.
The penis revelation.
We talked about this on Son of a Boy Dad, which I think is out as well if you want to go listen to me and Feits on with Rowan and Sass. But we discovered some information about the male penis in porn that some people seem to know. I think the vast majority wouldn't know, and that the world needs to know because it changes everything.
And like once I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
It's like we're so
like,
stupid.
If you like, it's like almost like if you told a male porn star goes on a female porn star, female podcast and is like tells the host like, just so you guys know, like most of their titties are fake.
Yeah, right.
They'd be like, yeah, we know that.
Like we know that the tits are fake. We know that the squirt is pee.
Yeah.
Like we know that athletes do steroids. We know all these things, right? But at the highest level of male fucking, we just determined that all of these like 10-inch dicks were just real, normal, natural dicks. Why would that be the case? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was that convincing people that male porn stars' dicks are real.
There is somewhere on this podcast where I said there's something. I didn't nail it. I'll give you that. I didn't nail it. But I said that I thought that I thought that a lot of male porn stars didn't really have balls. And I hypothesized that they were getting the balls put into the penis. And now I'm not completely wrong. It is.
No, you're completely
their
wrong.
ball bag is.
Oh no, you're right. You're
their
right.
ball bag is a pump that like they have to move
don't.
the nuts.
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like
Don't.
that.
Yeah.
So I nailed it with the small nuts. I got that far.
Yes. You'll never see a male porn star with like his bag swanging.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of guys, you know, you're gonna get that that pendulum.
Yeah. You know, pirate ship at the local fair. Whoa! Stop my tummy! Stop my tummy!
Jesus Christ! All right, let's start the podcast. So we'll have Abella. We will get into who's the biggest asshole. We will get into our voicemails. We'll do 1 Minute Man in a second. First, I had a big day today.
Yeah.
Big day this morning. Big moment.
Oh, I saw this on Twitter.
Mystery reader in Keegan's kindergarten class.
Sorry, real quick. I just want to interrupt you real quick. Because I just said I saw this on Twitter. And this is part of the reason I've been using social media a lot less. Is your Twitter just a goddamn disaster? And I don't mean like the content of it. I mean like I can't even use Twitter. Like it'll be like I'll see 5 tweets and I'll just start scrolling and like it'll just stop.
Huh.
It won't be like load more tweets. It'll just be like you can't scroll. I'll close
Do you
the
have
app
like
and try and
internet on your
refresh
phone?
it. Yeah. And I'll close the app. I'll try and refresh it. That won't work. And then there are sometimes where like I'll get like I'll refresh and it'll be like 2 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago, 3 hours ago, and then it's a fucking mess. I saw Trent tweet.
Have you
something.
checked like sometimes your timeline can be chronological versus algorithm and all that?
I have not checked that, but Trent tweeted something where it was like, when someone edits a tweet, my timeline becomes a nightmare for 4 hours.
Interesting.
So maybe that's what's happening.
My theory is that Elon is sabotaging Twitter to then fix Twitter. That's why he does all these stupid things and then has the poll. It's like, do you like when your timeline's all fucked up? Yes or no? No.
Yeah.
Let me fix it. I'm a hero. I'm the voice of the people. I was the mystery reader for Keegan's kindergarten class today. I've read with Shay before, but I think she was in like pre-K. It was like really young, little babies basically I was reading to. Keegan's in kindergarten. We're playing almost in the big leagues now, man. Those are kids that like there's, probably some bullies and some kids who are talking shit, and there are some kids who are cool and some kids, so a lot of pressure was on. So me and their mom go. She had a funny moment, actually. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but I'll say it, and we'll decide later. So over the break, just so this is a quick side note from the mystery reading. Over the break, you cheated on your wife just skyrocketed. Every fucking thing I tweeted, that was the response for everything.
Really?
Everything, even by my standards. Like, I'm so used to it now, and I was like, God damn, you guys are just like nothing else but that.
Timely criticism.
Yankees fans, Braves fans, yeah, very, very timely. So I was talking about the Braves and how the way that they're signing these players to like no money is fucking criminal. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but the Braves sign people to like $8 million deals when people are making like 40. It should be illegal. It's not. I don't know. And somebody said something like, if you spent as much time worrying about your family as you did with the Braves, you'd be something like that. And I quote tweeted it, and I said, I pay more to her than the Braves spend on their infield. That's
funny.
And then, and usually I send those tweets, and I'm like, I'm going to get a call from a lawyer. Like, I'm going to get in trouble for this one. But I got a text at the beginning of the month when we like divvy up all the bills and shit, and I got a text from her, and she said like, we got to talk about some bills. ... The Braves need their infields. I was like, let's go. I was like, why can't we be a normal divorced couple where we like hate each other and bust each other's balls like that? Doesn't have to be so dramatic.
Can't we just be frenemies? Like,
yes. Can't we just normally trash each other like regular divorced people? God, that would be great. That was very funny. I was like, I wrote back like, ha ha ha, that's good. So I was Keegan's mystery reader, and they had to stand outside the class, and we like pop in the room, and this is like a surprise, like you don't know what parent it's gonna be. So Keegan fucking lights up, and I was more nervous for that than like being on stage for the podcast. Like,
well, I mean, like
live in front of like 1,000 people, like. Let's do this show. People paid tickets, paid money to come see us, and I'm standing there in front of this classroom full of little kids, like, holy shit, what the fuck, what's gonna happen? Like freaking out.
I think you absolutely should have done.
I was like, does anybody have a shot of whiskey?
This is
what do you got in your drawer, Teach? I need to take the edge off.
She's got some.
She got something in there.
Probably vodka, but whatever. You absolutely, that's the correct amount of fear. You should have more fear walking into that than like walking into a firefight in Afghanistan. Because, bro,
what if those little kids just tear me down?
What, dude, fucking stop being so selfish. Kevin, if you get up there, first of all, if you're ugly,
then you're the ugly dad.
If the baby mama's ugly, you're fucked. You're fucked. Right? I'm sure you two went out there, you're all black, stage attire.
Naturally. Had to look trim.
Yeah.
I want to be the fat dad.
I'm sure everyone looked great, so you're like, all right, we cleared that hurdle. We're good.
Because you're saying that otherwise you'd be like, oh, there goes Keegan with the ugly parents.
Dude, and you could read. You did pretty good reading.
So that's the thing, man. It's a little nerve-wracking. Jackie knows she can't read. If she has to read in front of somebody. So I read, I don't know how old this book is. I don't know if it's new age or if kids know it. Do you know the Wonky Donkey? No. So it's this thing like every page you go like, I was walking down the street and I saw a donkey. And then it goes, hee-haw. And then it's like he had one leg. Actually, he's kind of fucked up. He has one leg, and he has like a prosthetic. Pull up a picture of just put in one leg in the video or on the Google search.
Wonky donkey is grotesque.
Yeah, so that's the point. So look at the picture in the book. Yeah, you see that? It's like a fucking stump of a leg. He has like a prosthetic that just has like a hoof like lump at the bottom, and so he has
and
one leg.
And you got to choose this book, or they chose it for you?
What's that?
They chose it for
Okay,
you?
so this is the real point. Wonky Donkey is very animated, and so he's a missing leg. He has a missing eye. He smells bad. He woke up in the morning and doesn't have his coffee. He's very slim. So the point is that it ends
Big coffee indoctrinating the kids young.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they said, like, they could have just said he didn't get a good night's sleep, but they said he didn't have his coffee. And the thing is, you add on every time. So you go, it's the Wonky Donkey. It's the hanky. It's the honky tonky, winky, wonky, lanky, donkey. Like, you add it on every single time. It gets really long. So I have that book and another book. And I was like, we're going to read Wonky Donkey. Keegan was like, I hate that book. Late last night, he's like, I don't want that fucking book. I was like, what? Since when? We do Wonky Donkey all the time, you know? So we bring in a backup book that he picked. This book sucks. It's called When I'm Old or something like that. And it's just like, when I'm old, I'm going to eat like treats. And I'm not going to have a bedtime. And I'm not going to be as scared of the monsters under the bed. And it was like 5 pages, and then it was done. So I read that book. Me and Caitlin go page for page. And we're trying our best to like animate it. Like, when I'm older, and when I, you know. And I'm like, the end, after probably no more than 50 seconds. And some kid goes, that book was short.
No way.
And like another, like you could hear like the groans. And I was like, fuck. I was like, we just bombed. I was like, I knew I shouldn't have to put choice up to the children. I'm the adult in the room. I should have fucking. So the teacher goes, do you want to like read another one? And thank God she brought both the books. Caitlin did. Otherwise, we would have been. I mean, I'm sure there would have been other books there, but I would have been like, and then I really would have panicked if she said like, well, do you want to read another one? Because that sucked. I would have been like, I'm sweating. Oh, God. So then I'm like, how about we?
Do you guys know about Pope Benedict?
Here's a little something. Here's a little reading for the Catholic Church. Spotlight. Have you guys heard of it? Have you guys heard of it?
Yeah, I was like, okay,
I'm gonna read.
I got this. I got this. He stands up.
The deaf kid.
200 different deaf kids.
So I grab Wonky Donkey and I'm like, let's do this one, Keegan. And the crowd goes wild.
Not much older than you, by the way. He starts
the confessional.
Kevin looks at the kid who said that was short, and you'd have been the belle of the ball.
So I show the fucking book. To the crowd. Crowd goes wild for it. Kids love it. Keegan lights up and he's like, absolutely. Like, that's the book. I was like, now? After I've already bombed? Now we're doing the good book? So start reading it, and I wanted to get the crowd, I wanted to get crowd participation going. Fucking crickets, dude. Every single page you say, hee-haw. So I do it like twice myself. And he smelled really, really bad. He was a stinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelled really, really bad. And that morning, he got up early and didn't have any coffee. He was a cranky, stinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky donkey. And then, like, from then on out, I'm like, I was walking down the street and I found a donkey. Nothing. Crickets every time. I was like, you goddamn kids, give me a hee-haw. Can I get a hee-haw? I was like one of those comedians bombing where they're like, this crowd sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of those crowds, huh? You just don't get my jokes.
Get used to it. It's getting pretty edgy up here tonight, kids.
Not one single fucking hee-haw from the crowd. But yeah, I mean, I got through it, but afterwards I was like, oh my God, I'm never doing that again. It's the fucking most nerve-wracking. And yeah, because I'm sitting there worried that, what if there's like, oh man, Keegan's dad's a weirdo. He was sweating bullets up there. Couldn't even, like, nobody even wanted to hee-haw with that loser. Next thing you know, I've sealed my kid's fate for the next like 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. You're lucky you're not ugly, and you're lucky you can read. Because Keegan would be like that. Can you transfer me to Hitler Youth? Because these kids don't fucking like me at all. They don't want to hang out with the kids with the ugly dad who can't read. They say it's a look into my future.
Don't have kids, man.
Dude, the don't have kids. I have like basically exactly one highlight from my trip. Not my trip, my break, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I went skiing for a few days, and everyone knows, like, when you get on a ski lift or a gondola, there are like 3 types of people on the gondola. Because on a gondola, I actually tweeted it, crazy number. Gondola, or at least this gondola at Killington, fits 8 people or 1,300 pounds. And I was like, you are making
That's pretty fucking.
quite an assumption about what 8 people weigh.
Seriously.
Guess what? Me and the boys get in there.
That's so
That gondola's
13
going
hundo.
to be 16. We're talking
Yeah.
we're talking 17, 18.
You
But-
put some of the gambling cave guys in there, and they're riding solo. That's a one-man show with half the employees here at Barstool.
and all you have is like some dude from fucking the Bahamas or Peru, like working the thing. Who they
Yeah.
not gonna, which by the way,
From the Bahamas or Peru.
bro, it's because they wear their name tags where they're from, and so I saw like. It's a lot like the South America, like with the opposite winters. So a lot of
Right.
people work at the mountains in Peru
Sure,
or in
sure.
Argentina, and then they come up here in
all
our
winter,
winters.
all the time.
And
Yeah.
but I think it's like a resort trade too. You see it a lot in like beach towns. They have the same kind of thing. But like I this is a separate note, but those people must go home. Particularly like if you worked at Killington for 6 months or 4 months, whatever the time period is. You go home and be like, I don't know where they're getting the black people in movies. But they don't exist.
Oh yeah, you
in America.
never see
if
them.
if you're just all you do is you work on a mountain in Killington Mountain.
Yep.
You're
No
gonna
blacks,
see,
no
you're
Jews.
gonna see 3 black people the whole
Yeah.
winter.
No, that's not happening.
You're like they're not there. I don't know. I don't know where Denzel Washington came from. But anyway, so we get on the lift, and it's me and my sister, and then these 3 people. And I'm sorry, but the 3 people who want to lift are either 3 types of people, are either people who shut the fuck up, just ride the lift, don't say anything.
Or
The
the
people
chatty
who
Cathys.
they will talk amongst themselves, and you're free to do
And
whatever
then
you
there's
want.
the where are you guys from?
The people who go, yeah, so what are you guys doing out here, blah, blah, blah. Where are you guys doing out here?
It's like the same 3 types of people in the Uber. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
You still 1 more month. I didn't realize we're still doing shared Ubers.
No. I mean, even with
You mean
you,
the driver.
even if you're with, you talk like sometimes if I get an Uber with you, like it's either silent, we'll talk.
I'm talking about separate parties.
Right. But I'm yeah. I get what you're
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing
Uber shares. Come on.
But so we get in and the guy wasn't a talk with us, but he just cracked a beer and just went, bet you wish you had one of these. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, but that was rude.
Yeah. Unnecessary.
That's got to be followed up with like
Here you go. Hey,
You didn't?
No, you didn't have one.
you know what that is? That's a bully whose fucking dad didn't go read to him in school.
He was the dad.
Oh, he
So
was-
He was on. It was his 2 kids he was with, and they were both pretty old. Like I'll give them both like mid to early 20s, and the dad's cracked it. Neither kid has their beers either. They're drinking age.
Yeah.
And neither kid has a beer either. And
What a dick.
he's just like, so you guys excited to go back to Maine tonight? And they're like, yeah. Kind of like any dad talking to the kids' conversation.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys don't seem too pumped. And they're like, I'm excited. And the daughter goes, excited to have a toilet that works. And the dad's like, what? He's like, I'm excited to have a toilet that works. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, we've been here for a week. Like, it's like Friday. Like, I was just getting there, but like it seemed like it was the end of their week.
Yeah.
He's like, we've been here for. What do you mean your toilet hasn't worked? Why didn't you say anything to me? And like, she was just like getting annoyed. She's like, it's fine. And he's like, I don't understand what's happening. What do you mean your toilet doesn't work? She goes, it doesn't flush solid waste. And he's like, more questions. What do you mean? And she's like, I just don't want to talk about it. And he's like, well, I just don't.
brought it up.
He's like, I just don't understand. Like, why?
Yeah.
What do you mean your toilet? Why didn't you say anything to me at any point? Like, we'd fixed it or.
They're staying in, like an Airbnb or something.
It
like
must
that?
have been.
Yeah.
And she just goes, and this ends the conversation. She just goes, I've just been boiling 2 pots of water every morning and handling it. And everyone kind of just like starts staring to the front. And I like my head snapped. I was like, what does that mean? I was like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? You've been boiling 2 pots of water and handling the solid weight. Are you melting your poop? Is that like that's the only thing I can get out of this? Is that this girl was turning her poop into water and flushing it. What else could she possibly mean?
No, if you, I don't know why this is. If you pour really hot water into a toilet, it causes the flushing to happen.
Really?
But the melting poop is a lot funnier.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Bro, I've told this story to like many people. No one has told me anything like that.
Yep.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
How the fuck does this young girl know that?
You have right? Yeah. where? Yeah. Can you pour for
What's this girl from the wilderness? How the fuck? I guess she's from Maine. How the fuck? She's don't worry, Dad. I know to boil hot water and flush shit. Until right now, I thought for sure she was melting her shit. Like, bro, I've told that story to like 20 people. No one in my life knows this.
I think I'm right? Yeah. That is so fucking funny. So wait, were you thinking that she shit into the bowl and then filled it with hot water so that it just melted?
It would just turn into liquid waste and she could just flush it.
I'm gonna pass out. Oh man,
bro, this is so crazy. Funny. No, like
who'd you tell it to?
Everyone I saw for the last week.
I don't know why
Every single person who had the unfortunate mistake of making eye contact with me for the last 7 days. I'm like, oh, excuse me, across from a CVS line. But by the way,
melted her poop.
Let me fucking tell you about this completely normal-looking mid-20s girl who would like to melt her shit and just announced it to everybody on a fucking gondola in Killington.
Dude. Not melting her shit. Not. That's not what was happening. No. You know what would be great is you get in the next gondola and he goes, so this girl was melting her shit, guys.
That's basically what I was doing. Like, you guys want a beer? Too bad, it's only for me. By the way, the last chick was melting her shit.
Oh man! When you were like, "That's the only thing I can think of."
It's literally like, what?
Because if you don't know that, it's like, well, what's happening with the boiling water?
I think I pulled my sister aside. I was like, "Did you hear that?" She's like, "No, I was just kind of like zoning out." I was like, "This chick's been melting her shit all week." She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't know. She says she boils 2 pots of water and handles it.
Oh man, that's fucking great.
That's crazy.
Hilarious.
I'm pretty embarrassed. No one in my life has even an inkling that could be a thing.
Did you say to your dad?
Yeah.
I feel like your
last
dad
one
would
I'd
know.
expect to know.
Yeah. No. I guess you're right. That's fucking great. Dude, speaking of the weight limit thing, I went on Bobby Kelly's show over the break. And before I went on, I was listening to.
That was fucking rude.
Well, he has a bit in the special he was promoting with us, Killbox. It is so goddamn funny. It's so good. Like his special is like, I think he opens up with just like, hey, we're all back out. And that's it.
Yeah.
No more COVID, no more pandemic talk. And then he just has this bit about how he went tubing. He has since gotten the lap band surgery, so he's trimmed down a lot. But he was at his biggest. He was like over 300 pounds, I think. And he went tubing. And I think tubing doesn't have like a full ski lift, but I think it has like some sort of whatever thing that pulls you up, you know?
Yeah.
And he got on that and like broke, like it was like, and like broke. And they were like, sir, you down there, like you need to step off. You're over the weight limit. And he was like, none of you could have given me a heads up. None of you could have fucking done it. And then proceeds to tell a story where he was like, the whole time he was like, am I okay? Like, am I too big to do this? Like, am I good? And everyone's like, yeah, you're good. The guys from Peru. They're like, yeah, you're fine, you're fine. And he tells a story about how he hits the fucking mountain and goes down too fast. And it is so fucking funny. He said he hit the tube and like 2 feet in was like, oh, yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. He said he I don't even want to ruin the bit, but he's talking about leaving trails of fire like the DeLorean. His wife and kids started before him. And they're like, see ya. And he was like nervous. And he was like trying to get into the tube, and then he said he just hears his kid go, "Dad!" He flew past his kid, and he hits the end where he went so far past like the finish line, if you will, it turns to dirt, And he was like, I was so fat, I went into a different season. It was fucking great. So go watch Bobby's special, and the episode I did with him was very funny too. We were getting out of hand for a minute there. So that's a good episode. It's called You Know What, Dudes, if you want to see me on Bobby Kelly. Okay. 1 minute, man. There's a lot of topics that we have to run through here. I'm sure there's even more from like the last week, but we're just gonna get into the most recent shit. The Damar Hamlin Bayless situation. I think the latest I heard was that he's at like 50% breathing on his own, 50% assisted breathing. So he's trending in the right direction. If you don't know the story, safety for the Bills, 24 years old. He collapses on the field after like a weird hit, not like a a hit where you would expect someone to almost die. It was one of those weird ones where after the aftermath was way worse. He like basically died on the field. They had to resuscitate him and restart his heartbeat, and then he went to the hospital. And everyone was watching live because it was like Monday Night Football, so it was like a national TV
Do you
game.
think that this game gets resumed if it's a 1 o'clock? Do you think there were so many people watching?
I think
being like
if it wasn't, if
like so many people
regionally watching,
it was all people were tweeting about.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, like if it just got lost in the shuffle of 10 other games happening, I think that's entirely possible. So he's like, people on the field praying. They're resuscitating him. They sent him to the hospital. There's like an hour long.
Weeping. A lot of openly weeping.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
Which I've read, and who the fuck knows anything, right? But I've read that, like from medical professionals who go on their threads, and you don't trust a Twitter doctor, but people being like, that's probably from like just watching CPR.
Yeah,
because like
seeing that, like
what you see in movies is so simple and
yeah, the real shit's jarring, right?
CPR is fucking brutal.
Yeah,
like,
you're breaking ribs
and like you're
screaming,
just, like, snapping chests.
Yeah,
and shit like that.
God.
I can't imagine that. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. When you like, it's like we're happy you survived, but now you have broken ribs and shit that you're like bruised everywhere.
Right.
It's crazy. But they did like an hour-long break, and what was running through everyone's head was like, are they gonna resume this game or not? Now, that was about as bad as you'll ever see, like heart stopped, CPR, resuscitation. But there have been paralysis before. There's been people unconscious before.
Bledsoe got rushed off, I believe.
Right.
I know. When I forget what happened. It was 2000. I was pretty young. I forget exactly what happened, but I believe when he tells the story, like. He's like, yeah, it sucked. I mean, maybe they took him after the game. I don't really remember it. But he's like, yeah, it kind of sucked with like people being like, the new hero's here, and I'm still on the operating table fighting for my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that happened in game or exactly how it went, but like it was that night.
Yeah.
Like,
well, so that's what's weird. I mean, to my knowledge, this is the first time they've ever stopped the game, right?
Definitely as far as
because every other time I've seen it, they've been like. 1st and 10 from the 23, like
right.
Boom, like right back to it,
Like, I think, like I tweeted when it first happened. I was like, I don't get how they go back to playing after this.
Yeah, because
like,
you just almost assume they're definitely gonna because they always do.
Right.
I don't know. It was just a weird
and
moment.
People, that's not a unique thought. People say that all the fucking time about all kinds of different injuries, but like those ones in particular. I think the last time I said it was at the Euros. The guy was from Poland. Mm-hmm. Remember the dude? But they kept playing.
The soccer player. Yeah. That's what I mean. Well, I think
that was the 2020 Euros.
But I think they went. To the locker room, and he had come like back to life and said like
I feel like
he was like, you guys get back out there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But like it was just a weird moment where it was like collectively as a society with no precedent to do it, we just reached a moment in time where it's like we don't play football anymore if that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was just like fans, players, coaches, I think except for like Goodell,
right.
who was like, get back out there probably. I think it was just, there was nobody who said like, well, last time this happened, we didn't play. Like those guys just decided, the fans decided. It was almost like we've just progressed enough as a people to be like, if someone's about to die, we don't play games anymore. Right. But
did you see the tweet that was like, I think it was a fan or maybe it was a beat guy or whatever, at the stadium was like, there's 65,000 people here. We heard the ambulance go all the way to the highway.
Because it was that quiet?
Yeah. That would be fucking weird. was also weird. There was so much weird stuff about that night though, because like when the ambulance was waiting for his mom, you were kind of like, oh, okay,
yeah, like it
like,
can't
all
be
right,
that bad.
Gotta be fine then. Like, all right, he must be good to go.
Right.
You know, like just get someone out of the stands. That's gotta take forever.
Go, yeah, right.
While.
To get an old woman to like get into, yeah.
You know, I bet she's actually not that old.
Well,
he's
right,
24, right? Like,
yeah. Right. He's like a baby. Like. That's all to say though, like, you know, there was the story of like, are you okay, and what's gonna happen in the game. Those were the two stories that were like, most people are not gonna admit it, but those are like 50-50 in your mind. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's all like it's. I was watching the game with my dad.
Unless you're like Damar Hamlin's family or like his close people, that's paramount. Like the rest of the people are like, oh my god, this is crazy. I hope he's okay. What do you think they're gonna do about this game?
Right.
That's like. Let's keep it real. That's what everybody was thinking.
It was, I didn't tweet it.
You know what we should have done? We should have made Jackie do jacked up for this.
Yeah.
So he's dead, and then he's not.
I didn't tweet it.
Canceled, bitch.
As I was sitting there with my dad, I was like, I don't think they can cancel this.
Right, because it's like there's too many implications.
It is, obviously. That is everyone's first thought. Like, I hope the guy's okay. I hope Damar's fine. Obviously, we're going to keep saying that, but it is like it shouldn't have to be said.
Right.
We're fucking human beings. We get it. But also, I also understand it's like a $10 billion industry.
Right.
And this game did have huge implications. And I wasn't arguing to get back on the field, but I was talking about that. I'm like, I don't think they can.
What's the discussion?
I was like, I don't think they can cancel.
You can discuss it.
If it's week 1, week 2, like you can do like, all right, we move our buys. Like,
right.
I don't know how they cancel this.
Right. And especially with the new long season, the fucking Super Bowl's already, you know, into like March basically. And you can also have a discussion about something without advocating for that thing.
Yeah, right.
It's like, I don't think they should start the game, but like we're going to talk about it. And also,
but it's the NFL.
Also, it's kind of like, especially like hopefully and thankfully, it seems like he's okay. Like if he's all good, it's like, well now we're, you know, it's if God forbid the worst happened, it would be like, all right, we made the right call. But if he was like fine,
I think no matter what, even like obviously he was never going to be fine that night. Like,
no way.
And you can't play.
But I'm just saying now, if like let's say, you know, like we hope he's back on his feet and he's just like, yeah, I'm all good, and it's like, well, now we don't know what the fuck to do, you know. But the Skip
they're
Bayless,
about, like someone was saying like. I saw option. I've seen every option under the sun, but like I saw some people be like, you have to give the Bills a loss. I'm like,
yeah.
How can you argue to give them a loss?
I saw people saying that, like that both teams should get a loss because
that's insane.
Yeah, they said they were saying you can't give them wins, but because both coaches agreed to stop. Like it wasn't a league thing. It was like the teams decided we are not going to play.
See, but I think
you have to get a loss
themselves by saying it was a league thing. They lied about it, but they did say it.
Wait, what happened?
That Troy Vincent at like his press conference yesterday was like, he's like, no, it was never a consideration to restart the game. We were canceling the game.
Interesting.
So like, first of all, obviously a complete lie.
Yeah,
like
just
it is
bull-faced lie.
100% an absolute fucking lie. Because like the Joe Buck thing, where ESPN announced like we're standing by our reporting. Because Joe Buck said 4 separate times, and I think Westwood One said it, and ESPN Deportes said it, or whatever. Where it was like, yeah, I can still hit that R, baby. Like everyone said it multiple times on the broadcast. Like they have 5 minutes to get ready, and like clearly they heard that from someone.
Right.
Like,
somebody was saying like it's about.
I think Buck said it 4 times.
So
it's like, he didn't make that up in his own head. Someone told him. They have 5 minutes left. Joe Burrow started warming up.
Right.
Someone told him.
Yeah, he was getting ready to go.
Warm.
Yeah.
And but the league was like no, there was never. Troy Vincent was like, there was never consideration to restart the game. And it's like, then why'd you wait an hour to cancel it?
Dude.
Like, why'd you temporarily suspend it? There was never consideration to restart it.
Yeah, that was such bullshit.
Then but also now that takes it off them. The coaches were like. They didn't stop.
Yeah, that wasn't our call. You said that.
You fucking
even though, I think it was them, but yeah, like to be like that's not the story anymore, at least. And then what people are saying the Bills because it's his his player.
I think we just said because they were losing at the time. It was 7-3.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but it's like you each got one possession.
But this is why it was a discussion because it's like, what the fuck do you do? And these are two teams that are going to be
even if they give them a tie.
Have they talked about it at all? Have they said like what's going to happen?
No, but even if they give the Bills a tie, if Kansas City wins this weekend, Kansas City's a 1 seed.
Right.
Right. So you're changing. Like it's.
I know.
Again, it is the whole.
You know that.
I'll keep saying it, but like everyone just cares about Damar Hamlin being okay. Right. But that's a fucking major thing.
And I'm sure there was a ton of execs who were hoping the best for Damar Hamlin, who are also going. Fuck.
Yeah. Right.
Like this couldn't be 2 scrub teams. This couldn't be one team that was out of it, one team that was in it. This had to be these 2 guys against the, So that's why. But all these discussions being had, and then Skip Bayless just getting absolutely crucified for like, I mean,
I remember when I first saw his tweet, I was like, and I actually think it was one of those nights that were so volatile that I think even the people that were incredibly critical of it, I think even like the next morning were like, oh, it's not that bad. I think everyone, it was just like mob mentality,
big time.
Everyone was like, fuck this. Because I remember the first time I saw a quote, I was like, this must not be the right tweet. Someone must have.
I know.
I was like, because it's like, sure, it's timely. I send an untimely tweet too, but like, I don't give a fuck. Like, my tweet was about Goodell. It wasn't about fucking him. My tweet like a stock photo of like the guy on 2 phones being like, Goodell telling ESPN to keep working the broadcast and telling the players to get back out there.
Right.
That was happening. It was happening.
Right.
I got a bunch of people like, you tweet this. I'm like, how about this? Suck my dick.
You can't say anything. Dude. You can't say anything anymore without somebody I mean, if people saying that he should have put it's irrelevant at the front instead of the back.
Oh shit!
It's one tweet.
We're breaking down the fucking grammatical aspects of a tweet now.
Like if he wrote a column and at the end was like, oh, and by the way, this is all irrelevant.
Right.
It's one tweet.
Right.
If you didn't get to the end, if you didn't finish it, or if you don't understand like the grammar of it, that's on you, dude.
Yeah,
he said this is all irrelevant, and
I do think most people have come around. I do think.
Yeah, I do too. I think
like, that was a while. Like,
you know what it was?
Drunk on tragedy.
I think there was a lot of that. I think there was also a lot of players who came out and were like hating on him who hate Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
So they have like an axe to grind almost. I think that most rational
it's also
people,
like everyone. I don't think anyone loves Skip Bayless like they love Stephen A. Where like people
there's no one's going to defend. No, yeah.
Right, like I just don't think that team's
I'll tell you what. He's lucky that people don't really watch his show and don't really see him because his appearance afterwards, his monologue the next day, terrible.
Was it bad?
Terrible. He was like,
well, did you see his today with Shannon?
No,
you didn't.
No.
Oh, it's awesome. We gotta watch it. It's unbelievable.
Shannon was not there yesterday. I think that was already planned, though, right? I heard
not really.
I heard that he had his first grandson, and was like, that's why he was out.
I don't think they say that.
There's been a lot of speculation of why I wasn't on here yesterday.
Oh, here we go.
I won't get into speculation or conjecture or innuendo, but I will say this. In watching that game on Monday night, what happened to Damar Hamlin struck me a little different. As a brotherhood of the NFL, when injuries happen, when we know injuries are a part of the game, I've seen guys suffer ACLs and Achilles tear, but I've never seen anybody have to be revived and fight for their life on the field. So they struck me a little differently because I remember seeing my brother paralyzed on the field temporarily, and he was able to regain focus. Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip will take it down, but I didn't want it.
Well, time out. I'm not going to take it down because I stand by what I tweeted.
Skip, let me finish.
All right, okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Go ahead, let's go, Jen.
Okay.
I mean, I cannot even get through a monologue without you interrupting me. You could have came back, Skip.
Well, I thought,
Skip,
Yo.
I was just going to say, Skip, I didn't want to yesterday to get into a situation where Damar Hamlin was the issue. We should have been talking about him and not get into your tweet. That's what I was going to do. But you can't even let me finish my opening monologue without you interrupting.
okay, I was under the impression you weren't going to bring this up because nobody here had a problem with that tweet.
No. Clearly, the bosses wanted you to offer explanation, so clearly...
No, they did not have... Nobody...
Let's go, Jen.
Dude, he is. I don't know what the paycheck is for him. It must be a lot because he fucking hates it, dude.
Yeah.
Because of all this, a lot of shit was getting stirred up. Like he has moments. That Tom Brady fight that they had. Did you see that?
Oh, when
it was weird.
When he's like
you're
I'm
jealous.
a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he goes, so?
Yeah. He was like, you're just jealous.
That
of
was
man.
Good, Skip. That's classic Skip. So? Skip, I'm a Hall of Famer.
He was like, I got 3 Super Bowls. I'm all pro. I'm a Hall of Famer. Whatever he said, and he's so. He was like, he's like, you act like I'm some bum, and he was like, yeah, whatever. Dude. But that was also, he takes his glasses off, and he's just like, okay, all right, whatever. It's not even like theatrical fighting. It's like, it's stupid. Like,
let's go,
I
Jeff.
can't
Let's
even,
go, Jeff.
Yeah, like fucking. So I guess he did. I think it is crazy to not show up to your job that day because of a tweet like that. I get what he's saying, but like I think that those people like that, analysts, broadcasters, play-by-play guys, whatever, have had some of like the most powerful moments when tragedy strikes.
Right, particularly you don't want to think about your own career during it, but and I'm not saying SVP helped his career. SVP's career is as good as can be and will ever be.
Yeah.
But that night, everyone was like,
"Gotta hear what SVP's gonna say,"
Not even gotta hear what he's gonna say, but they were they were commending how great he did because he is, if there's anyone to have in that spot, it's SVP.
Right.
And there's that is that's just I think someone was saying his sports center afterwards should be taught in broadcast school.
Yeah.
And also it was
just
it's
live. It's
perfect.
Right,
there's no script for
right,
it.
and you gotta nail
carry
it.
a show for an hour. And him and Ryan Clark
but throughout the year,
Susie Colbert. Right, was it Susie Colbert? No, not Susie Colbert. Was it Susie Colbert? Who? It was Schefter.
Was it still last night?
No.
Or this injury you're talking about?
Yeah. It was Schefter, Booger McFarlane, and it's definitely not Susie Colbert. Maybe it was Susie Colbert. I forget, but it was she was fantastic. They were all great, and it was because there's nothing it was actually really tough for them. I could tell Buck was getting annoyed. Where he's like, "Why do you keep coming back to me? I got nothing to say."
Right.
Nothing I can say here.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
I think your girl Jamie Erdahl had a pretty good. Was she?
She does Good Morning Football.
Yeah, I think I saw her with a pretty great soliloquy. Those are the moments to you rise to the occasion and you put some eloquent words to it and people are moved by it and can you categorize that as exploiting or taking advantage of? I guess so, but it's
I don't think so.
Also the whole idea of football, none of this matters. It's of course the life matters, but the reason why you know who Damar Hamlin is, the reason why you were watching this, the reason why this is a big deal is the sport of football and your fandom and your connection to the players and the sport. Unfortunately,
I think that's a cop out to say because I'm sure there are people who say it where it is oh, you're using this tragedy to boost yourself. It's like saying the fucking news used 9/11.
Yeah,
it's what we talk about. It's what we do.
And the really good ones, come up with the right words, and at a time when other people can't, and that's your time to do it. And I guess undisputed when you're going to show up and Skip Bayless is going to be an asshole. Maybe it's a different story.
Yeah.
But that's your time to show up and have the argument, or tell Skip he's wrong, or to tell people that it is or is not exploitation, or whatever that's your time, man. And to just be I'm not showing up, or I saw the Bussin' guys delayed their podcast a day. I thought they were just not putting it out at all. They put it out a day late, but even that, I was I don't think it's a sign of disrespect to do what you do. If you go on the show and you're just goofing off and shit, I get it. But if it's
I don't even think that I don't think the world stops.
Yeah, it's we're gonna do what we do.
We put on a podcast the next day.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a pre-recorded,
but I think we would have anyway. And I don't know. I think that it's almost like we become so connected with social media that everything becomes everyone's trauma.
Yeah,
and it's that's very sad, but it doesn't have to do with you or you or you. So,
see Bart Scott.
Bart Scott talking.
Yeah, who was that in the middle? Is it Colbert?
I can't tell.
That's is that Susie? It's Colbert. Susie Colbert. It's not her though. It's the It might be. I don't know. It's Kolber, right? Susie Colbert. Kissing Susie Colbert.
I've always said that Colbert. I think probably because of Steven. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
But Bart Scott getting no grief. We're not a ton of grief for saying T. Higgins shouldn't have hit him.
So I thought that was interesting though, from a point of view of why do you think that happened? I don't know. I mean, he was just you see this as a linebacker, I see this a lot. If you lower your head, there's nowhere for the defender to go, and that can happen. I don't think that's crazy. I think talking about how to avoid situations like this and how.
Yeah, I guess on my first viewing of it, maybe that is the same kind of mob mentality I was talking about. I thought it was more accusatory. It's saying not intentional, but
he's just
saying intentional without saying intentional.
Yeah, I mean, he says he's he's
Hamlin use him as a weapon.
Yeah, I mean that's harsh. I think
yeah.
but I think if you were to just say yeah, as a defender, if someone lowers their head and you're trying to make a tackle, like there's nowhere to go, and I just, it's like you can't. It's like we can't even talk about the issue without it being like that's too much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like these are hard conversations to have, or you got to dig into it a little bit. But I also get like we can wait a little bit. We don't even know yet, so I understand that too. But I don't know. It was just so immediate. I also I don't even know how to word it, but like I guess good luck for Dana White. I mean, nobody's talking about that.
It is.
Nobody.
I actually haven't seen the video.
Bro, you know what? I think this is the Me Too 2 movement a little bit. Like, he came right out on TMZ and was just like, this was unfortunate. We were in the club. We were very drunk. And, like, the worst part is we have to talk to our kids about it. That's what we're worried about. Like, I think, you know what I mean? They're just, like, John, has this ever happened to you?
Oh, it's happened to me a million times.
Have you never swiped back?
I've never
like
slapped back.
Yeah.
But, like,
you can even see he takes a lot off it, though. It's kind of like a
it's
like, but you can't do this, right?
You can't.
But like the way that
surely can't get caught on camera doing it.
I mean, imagine that. Like, this is just some random fan, who was just like, check that out.
It's a random fan who was taking a video, being like, "Holy shit, it's Dana White," and they're like, "Oh my shit,
it's Dana White!" Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like he's zooming in and shit. Like, oh, there he is, Dana White.
It is.
I think
like,
there's
dude.
something about like. I mean, the timing is like there was not a lot of people focusing on this, but I think there was something about like people kind of being like, I don't know, that's their business. For the first time ever, I think people were like, that is their business, and they seem to like both be, and like I don't think his wife has put out a statement.
No,
or anything.
I think I read the TMZ thing. I think she was like, it's the first time it's ever happened. We're gonna deal with it, kind of deal.
Good. And like, I'm embarrassed. There's definitely a lot of alcohol involved. There's no excuse. That's what Dana said. So if she came out and kind of like said the same thing,
I believe she said that. I'm
Yeah.
not. All I read was one TMZ article because let's see what she said. I can't read that. What I was gonna say was that. So and this is the internet poisoning my brain, maybe, or maybe it's me being a fucking genius. Is there any world in which this is PR?
What do you mean?
Dana, next week, has a goddamn fucking show and tournament coming out called the Power Slap.
Oh my god.
It's a fucking, remember, like the fucking,
the Russian like slaps.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's coming to TBS.
No, it can't be.
It can't be.
No,
right?
there's no way. There's no way. Like,
but then they have to cancel that because Dana White can't keep appearing under a fucking sign that says the slap.
That's so true.
Power slap.
Yeah, that is not good.
Like either this is PR or TBS. I think the show's on has to cancel the show.
Like if it was some sort of like just rogue internet thing, but like TBS cannot possibly be like, okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Right. Yeah, if it was
you.
Dana's thing, he's like, fuck it, we're going.
Yeah.
Right? Like
even that would be crazy ballsy.
Like how many times can you stand at that podium?
Oh my god! It says right above his head.
Power slap.
It says right above his head. But like, I totally understand that, like, you can say, like, people are like, if this happens out in public, like, what could happen behind closed doors? I understand that you could think that way. That, to me, like, unfortunately, like, a lot of guys in the world have dealt with that, where, like, you're just getting fucking whacked in the face in a drunk moment, and, like, God willing, most of the time, a lot of people. No, you know what? John has the blueprint, and it's the bear hug.
Yeah.
The bear hug is the way to do it. Like, because you stop her, and it's not violent in any way. But, like, unfortunately, I don't know. It's just, you're getting fucking whacked, and you just kind of boom, boom.
I think I was talking, like, with my mom about this, and I think that it is, I would never do it personally, but I think when an adult hits an adult, the adult's aware they might get hit back.
Yeah.
Guess what? I've been hit a million times. Like a million times. I've never hit back.
Right.
And
yeah, like I've been in
but
that
I
spot.
think when an adult
I got
hits someone,
I got closed fist punched in the back of the head before. I've been slapped. I've been, everything. And I've never done it. But,
I've hit walls before. I've gone into the other room and hit walls before. But
I've never been, married for, I'm sure, 20 fucking years or whatever. And I don't know. It's like, but for one reason or the other, people are just kind of like,
yeah,
not talking about it. Also not being talked about is fucking poor Donovan Mitchell just going off for fucking 71 points. The night of a lifetime, and nobody cares. Dude, he had 6 points in the first quarter. And then he put up 71. That's crazy.
I've learned that that's pretty impressive. Obviously, I'm aware it's impressive. I didn't mean how
71 points?
I didn't realize there's 6 people who ever do it.
Yeah, no. Anything over 60 out of the 60s is like very rare. It's like Kobe, and most of it I think is like only a lot of it's like big men back in the day.
Yeah.
Jordan, big men back in the day. It's like I think Bird did it, but it's a very. I think Elgin Baylor did it too. I think he had like 70 something.
Kobe did it. Didn't Kobe do 80?
Kobe had 80, 81 or 82. Yeah, look at that. Who's like the weirdest one on that list? Who's that? Is that Wilt? That's a billion times there.
Yeah, it's Wilt.
David Robinson. I remember that. Going into the final game of the year, it was David Robinson and Shaq were going head to head for the scoring title, and David Robinson was averaging like 31.2 points a game, and Shaq was averaging like 31.9, and it was like who's gonna have the bigger game. And the Spurs just fed David Robinson the ball. Shaq put up like 18, and David Robinson put up 71. It was crazy. Yeah, so that is like some major shit. And it's like, yeah, nobody cares. Also, 1 Minute Man. Logan Paul in hot water after Coffeezilla has investigated him. I'll try to give you the breakdown here. Coffeezilla is a YouTube like investigator, if you will. He exposes people for scams.
Okay.
I think recently has popped and gotten a lot of followers though, and so now I think he goes looking for scams.
That dude never gets a day off.
Yeah, but I think he is also now in the business of finding scams and wanting things to be scams.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
So
he's the I-team. Love the I-team.
Exactly. So he exposed Logan. Logan started a...
Can I just say how fucking moist I am right now? Just like my,
just 'cause you're
my
wet?
undercarriage.
Because you're hot?
Just like fucking soaked, dude. Like, I'm just trying to find a comfortable position. Like, it is... Like, I'm just
like
peeling my pants off.
Nobody should sit in that chair afterwards. I gotta be honest, I'm comfortable today.
No, dude.
And usually, if you're like this, I'm like,
bro,
soaked.
Bro.
No, I'm not touching.
No, come on.
I'm gonna touch.
Just like,
also, while we're at it, we gotta recreate the Tom Brady picture.
Okay. Just get a fistful of my...
Babs, get over here and touch this. It feels like he sat in a puddle.
Dude, just
grab my ass,
grab
his jeans.
Just grab a fistful.
Okay, Jackie, come over here. Dude, it is sopping.
I'm soaking wet, dude.
Did you like come?
No, I haven't done anything,
do you have a
bro.
pussy down there? What is happening?
Bro, I'm soaking wet.
Like moist does not describe it. You're soaking wet.
Soaking wet.
It's like you sat in a puddle. Are you sick or something? You all right?
No, I'm totally fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Otherwise, you seem fine.
I'm great.
Are you sweating in like your hair?
I had a nice night of sleep. I worked out this morning. I'm feeling great. This is my body operating at 100%.
Maybe your body's just like flushing some shit out. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. Maybe I have the flu. I don't know. I feel fine.
Fucking A.
Soaking. Like,
so
it's down to my calves.
Oh no.
No. But like all right, I'll go
back of your knee.
My knee.
Yeah,
it's not as bad. The ass is definitely the ass is.
Yeah. Oh my god, it definitely starts like there. Dude, that's like a couple inches above your knees is sopping wet. I don't even want to know what your underwear is like right now.
Bro.
I do want to know. Oh god, this is so gross.
It's like as wet as it's actually. Weirdly, they're both just soaking wet.
Do we have any hand sanitizer? I don't know why. That was very stupid of me. That was disgusting. Oddly enough, the jeans are like just as wet as your underwear, which is very strange. Moisture wicking or some shit.
You got a hand sanitizer over there.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was just gonna do a water wash on that one. That is truly repugnant. Truly, genuinely disgusting, even by your standards.
Taking like things out of my pocket, thinking that's what.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Gotta be the fucking AirPods.
You need some dude wipes, bro. Okay, Logan Paul started an NFT called Crypto Zoo, and basically like raised a shit ton of money. I think what?
Did your hand just on this after touching my ass?
I mean, I just poured.
Oh, no, you poured it.
No,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't like. No, you're fine.
Okay.
And anyway, if something did go wrong there, it would ultimately be your fault.
Yeah.
For having ass sweat all over the place and making me touch it. So fuck you.
my stomach would be like, what the hell? We just got this out of here.
I already pushed this back to the butt.
This is that fucking poison I just
closed
pushed
system
out of the
over
pores.
here. So Logan made a NFT. I don't fully understand everything because NFTs are all inherently kind of scammy. But Logan made like a billion of them. There was like 1 billion of these fucking little. I think it was like eggs that hatch, or like little chickens, or animals that hatch. That's why it's called the zoo. He, I think, stood to make like $100 million if everything like went off, right? And I mean, this guy Coffeezilla made 3 like 30-minute videos about it. I ain't gonna do all that, brother.
Yeah.
You know. But basically said that Logan scammed everybody, the developers, the creators, the everybody involved in it, his team, the other teams. They all put up their own money, $100,000 here, $25,000 here, and like it just bombed, and like it never. What do you?
I was thinking 100 grand here, 25 grand here.
New.
Guess what, fellas? If you've thrown up that kind of cash, I got a place for you about 35 minutes from the airport.
It's honestly the return on investment for your Noonan property through the roof compared to Crypto Zoo. Through the fucking roof. So he basically said, like, Logan, you scammed everybody. You haven't tweeted about it in like a year. You haven't talked about it. You're not doing it anymore. You just dropped it. Logan then came back with a 7-minute response being like, fuck you, this is defamation. And basically was just like, I got scammed too. Like, I hired people to do this stuff, and they are the scam artists, and took the money and ran. I think the argument kind of is like, you were gonna like cash. He was like, I never made any money. By the time this like all happened, I wasn't able to sell for anything. So how can I be a scam artist if I didn't profit? But I think it's basically like, well, because someone else like scammed you first, but you were gonna scam. You know what I mean? Like you were.
I honestly don't. Like I'm trying to follow, but like
I think that like the developer of it or whoever basically sold all of his crypto zoo and took his money and ran.
Okay.
And that just kind of like,
what do they call those, rug pulls?
yeah.
Okay.
And it was like, Logan, you were going to sell all your shit as well. Just someone beat you to the punch, but you intended on like scamming all these people as well. That's this Coffeezilla guy's argument.
But so does that mean like if you start a coin, you can't ever sell?
I think there are like, certain rules and ways to do it. I don't think you can just be like, here's my coin, $1 from 1 billion people. I now have like $1 billion, and like poof, I sold it all. I'm gone. I think that there are like rules against that.
I don't wholeheartedly believe in the idea of scamming.
Meaning,
I don't think you can really.
I'm much
scam.
more interested with this than that. To be honest, like
I don't.
The intricacies of all that. It's like I don't know. Whatever.
I just don't think you can. I watch Wolf of Wall Street. I'm like, I don't get what he did wrong.
Yeah.
Like, if someone calls me on the phone, and is like, I got a great stock.
I'm the idiot.
Give me $5,000. Like, I gave them $5,000.
I'm with you on that. I think you have personal responsibility. I also think about insider trading. It's like if I come upon some information, I can't use it now. Like fuck that. I think there are certain ways where it's like, okay, if I call you up and you're dumb, fine. But if I call you up and manipulate you and say one thing and then have my other guy call you up and
that's like fraudulent or false advertising or whatever.
Yeah,
if someone's like, yo, I got a great stock, and then
it doesn't work out.
And it doesn't work out.
Yeah, it's like plenty of people invest in things that just bomb.
Yeah, it is. I think there should be protected classes and stuff like that. Like you can't do it to the elderly and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, if you're a perfectly healthy adult person and someone says, "Give me all your money," I got a good idea.
Yeah.
And you give them all their money. I don't know.
How about this for exercise?
I don't believe in scams until I get scammed.
Yeah, and then it's bullshit.
The day I get scammed, I'm gonna have a big problem with it.
What if, like you said, there are protected classes? So we're gonna protect like the kids, we're gonna protect the elderly, and we're gonna protect the dumb.
Yep.
Okay. You can elect.
Do I fall into this class?
You can elect, if you so choose, if you believe so, to be part of the dumb. That would then protect you from getting scammed and stuff. But also, let's say, kind of like in China where they have like those social like measurements.
I have to wear a bracelet that says Mr.
Yeah, like,
F.
you are known
Mr.
as
M,
a
Mr.
dumb.
I'll be Mr.
You'd be like, oh, there goes a dumb. There's one of the dumbs. There goes Feidelberg. He's a dumb. You meet somebody, you go out on a date. It's like, oh, hi. Oh, you're a dumb. Okay, like, see you later. See you never, you know? You would have to then take on all the other things that come with being dumb, being known as a dumb. But you'd be protected from scams.
If anything, it would save me time.
Like, weed them out. Weed them out even better.
Yeah,
Like, let's just cut to the chase here.
Yeah.
You're going to find out.
You're going to find this out in about 3 months.
Right.
You're going to find out, oh, I have a bit of a bravado that is covering up stupidity. And let's just.
But you're not dumb, though. You're really not. You're not dumb, are you? I mean, you thought that girl was melting her shit, so. That was pretty dumb. That was pretty dumb.
I'm not wise. I'm not smart. I might be wise, but not smart.
Oh.
I think I'm kind of wise.
Yeah, sometimes you drop some knowledge.
Yeah.
You drop some gems.
But not intelligent.
Right.
I think I have life experiences.
Yeah.
And
a good like outlook and perspective.
And I've been lucky enough to always have a working toilet. So
didn't have to deal with that.
Didn't have that life
now
experience.
You know. Now you have that experience. Anyway, the whole thing. What's interesting, obviously, I've to really talk about it, you have to understand the NFTs and all that, and I don't, and so it is
fun. I've been saying it for 2 years now.
That NFTs are like a
just
joke,
all
and
that
then
stuff.
Yep.
I'm like, again, it would be great for me if it went well. I'm hoping it doesn't.
And it didn't.
And every day it's getting better and better. Every time I get a fucking push notification like, ooh, Bitcoin down to 12,000. I'm like, yeah, mama.
Nobody's
put my hands up in there like it's a roller coaster.
At one point in Logan's apology, not even, that's the thing. So he has a 7-minute video. He doesn't say he's sorry at all. He just says other people scammed me too. One of the things was that
that's one of those things. That's another one of those things that's funny where people like he didn't even say sorry. Like, well, his argument was that he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong.
Right. So why would he apologize?
I think it's one of those things.
Kind of like Skip.
Like that's exactly Where it's like I'm not gonna stand by it. So it's like I didn't do anything wrong. Like you want my empty apology? Fine. I'm sorry. You guys got like I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So like it is weird when like even like when people get mad about stuff like that. Like I can't even think of another example, but it happens all the time. It's like, and they didn't even apologize. Like, they did 10 minutes on why they didn't do anything wrong. Why would they apologize?
Right. I hate that too. At one point you're supposed to buy this little NFT and then it can hatch, and I guess the hatching didn't happen, so it effectively was just like a picture, you know. And at one point he goes like, all NFTs are just pictures, bro. And at one point he goes like, and by the way, bro, like all NFTs are scams. It's like that was part of the argument.
But I was
kind of like, yeah, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, obviously, bro. Of all the coins we have, I went and did every single one, knowing full well
they're all bullshit.
This is a scam.
Yep.
That might work out,
and
sometimes scams work out.
Yeah, but it's like we're this is a hustle.
It is.
But what's wild is so now Coffeezilla has like our little army of fans. Logan Paul, we know, obviously has a huge fan base, and Logan's like, I'm suing you, so like get ready. And what's interesting is watching both fan bases. Like both fan bases are absolutely sure that their person won the video exchange, you know? And it's kind of like perception is reality, so it'll just be, I don't know which facts are right, but it's like Logan Paul fans are like, he defended himself on every account. How do you, like, what's your comeback? And the Coffeezilla fans are like, dude, that was pathetic. Like 7 minutes, you didn't say this, you didn't say that. But it's just going to be about which, like, internet mob wins, you know?
Like we've been in this fight 10,000 times.
Yeah. But it is funny when it's like, facts don't matter. It's just going to be about who's like the loudest. Also on YouTube is the Delia documentary. Also kind of still just skating under the radar. If what's in that is true, I've also come to the realization I don't think you can believe anything's true ever again.
Oh,
like there's nobody you can trust. Name like one.
Except that stuff I said about Mormons earlier.
That's facts. The only people you can
that Andrew Garfield show had no inaccuracies.
The only people you can trust in this world are me and John.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
And the only reason you can trust us is because we go, we're probably wrong.
We're dumb.
We're probably wrong.
We will tell you if we're right. We'll tell you if we're wrong.
Courage of my convictions.
None. Oh fucking you prove that I'm wrong. Great, I'm wrong. I'm one of the dumbs. Everyone else is like, I don't know. Are you a journalist? I don't know. Are you credible?
On YouTube
I don't know.
Or Netflix?
YouTube. This guy, Kyle Anderson is his name. He's a comic who made it. So, already is kind of like
such a fucking internet scumbag these days. I'm just looking for the views.
Yeah, no, he did
500,000.
Yeah,
500,000.
Which is, not that much considering like what we're talking about here. What was interesting? Logan Paul's video got like twice as many thumbs down as thumbs up, which I don't think like 70%.
70%.
Yeah, that's pretty rare. So like it's almost like his mob is losing to the other mob, which is kind of that's how we decide like court of law. It's like did you get thumbs up or thumbs down on YouTube? But this special this documentary, I say that loosely because it's like it's a comedian who like put together. I know, you know what he did? He investigated. He talked to girls who used to date or hook up with Delia, and he ended up at the back half of the whole thing is he talks to his ex-tour manager. So it's someone who's like directly close to Delia. He puts his name and his face on the record, and all of the allegations and all of the talk comes after everything became public. So like he's like all of this shit happened after he came out and apologized and all that. And this is not like digging up the past. This is like he said he's sorry and he's working on everything and he's still going.
I see what you're saying.
So if this is true, and some of the audio that is played is like, him being like, it would really help me if you could delete that stuff. And this girl here is like, it's like right here almost is where he says like, you could delete this for me. And if this is all true, it leans way more towards like he wants a cult than just like hooking up with chicks. He was very like he wanted all the girls to get CD tattooed on their neck in the same spot. He wanted them to all call him daddy, and if they would like tell a story about their father, he would be like, "That's not your father. I'm your father." And just like weird,
normal behavior.
He would make them get on their knees. Like he'd be like get down on your knees, and like one girl said like she would be on her knees for hours at a time, like weird shit like that. Again, all allegations, don't know for sure. These are girls who said they hooked up with him, and like one girl said I started watching you when I was 14, and he allegedly wrote back like you should have reached out to me then, like just shit. And then again, all happening after the big like scandal unfolded. So I don't know. I never understood what happened with the Delia situation. It just kind of like went away.
Yeah.
Like there was an article on CNN about how I also didn't realize this.
That's why I think that the like we made the argument before, or maybe someone else has, and it's kind of worked its way to my brain. But like the only way you can get canceled is if you just let people cancel you.
Yeah.
Where if you're just like, you're like, okay, I'll take a month off and I'm just gonna keep doing my podcast.
Going.
And
there was like a real article.
I'm sure some people will be mad and some people won't be mad, and that's the way it's gonna happen.
What I don't get is there was the allegations from like people on Twitter being like me too, like the Me Too movement that deluge that hit him is one thing. There was a girl who worked at a hotel who like I think filed like a formal complaint that he said like my air conditioning's not working, can you come up and fix it? And then when she showed up, he was just naked and like whipped his dick out. And there was like
by the way, as recently as
I think I know what you're gonna say.
20 years ago.
What?
That was just like that was a bit in a comedy.
Yeah, the naked man. Do the naked man, right?
And like even that was
How I Met Your Mother.
So that was in How I Met Your Mother, but then also it was in Seinfeld, where like George was like, I never thought
he took it out.
That
where she said he took it out.
No, that was one too.
But that was also in there. Yeah,
it was one where someone was just standing there naked, and George was like, "That's genius." He's
Yeah.
like, "I've never thought about. I've been so busy focusing on getting them out of their clothes. I never thought of just taking
my clothes off.
Yeah.
And I think Tim Watley. I think it's
No,
Bryan Cranston who took it
It
out.
wasn't Tim. I don't know. It
No?
wasn't Tim Watley. No.
But that's another one where like they're just like, he took it out, and everyone's laughing. It's like, yeah, this guy on a date whipped his cock out, and everyone's like, so yeah, times have changed a little bit. There was another one where he said he allegedly said, hey, girls, come back to my apartment, come back to my hotel, and we're having a party. And they showed up, and there was no party there, and they just said he was naked eating shrimp scampi. I don't know why they specified the shrimp scampi, but then they said when they were like, okay, we're leaving, that he like chased them out the door with his dick, like, weird shit. Again, all allegations. But I just the two things in the hotel apparently were like formal, like complaints that were either made with like the hotel or with like authorities, and just like nothing happened. Nothing happened.
That is.
And he's just like, you know.
I was gonna say that's surprising. It's not surprising at all.
I know he's the documentary said he's banned from the Comedy Store, but everywhere else, like, still doing it.
He's banned from the Comedy Store?
Yeah.
That's surprising, because that means that like some big names are like, fuck him.
Yeah, well, I think, or is it who's the?
I would think most things at like places like that.
I think the owner would decide that, wouldn't it?
I would. It's kind of one of those things. Like the owner.
If your top dogs say like fuck this guy, then
exactly
our money makers are not. We're not.
It's like Kraft has the final say, but if Brady wants this,
we'll let him do it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's another weird one that's just like kind of floating. Speaking of Brady, the Tom Brady picture is super weird.
Look, it's one of those things where
it's not as weird as people are making it out to be, but it's a little bit weird.
It's not like
at that age. Is he the 13-year-old or the 15-year-old?
13.
Okay,
I believe 13.
It's a little bit better.
I believe so. I saw like one thing about it. It's a little. It's like I actually don't think the sitting there is weird. You know what? Now that I'm talking it out, I don't think it's that weird all around.
I mean, I hope that when my kid is when my son is 13, that he still like likes me.
Yeah.
You know, like by the time you're 13, I think your kid's like spitting on your face.
Right.
I don't think it would be my move to like take a selfie of me kissing him on the neck and then take a picture of us like intertwined with our legs.
It's one of those
and our
things
toes.
where it's like the picture.
The love is like fine. I think it's the picture that's kind of weird.
But even like if the picture was taken by someone else, it's cute. So it's just like I don't know, like if it's just like you like with your kid, like
I guess, but just like your dick and balls, or I mean, first of all, I was talking about redoing the Tom Brady picture with us. We are not doing it today, not with Mr. fucking Moist Pants over there. I don't know, like it's just a little weird. It's a little weird.
It's like, but like
it makes you go like. The same way, like the kissing on the lips is like, well,
yeah,
it's your son, you love him, and I mean, a lot of people. I think the original tweet that went viral was like really sexualizing it. They were like, that man is like his. It's like the only thing separating his naked body from his son is a thin piece of like bathing suit.
It's clothes.
Yeah, it's clothes. That's what I'm talking about.
No, separating his penis from his kid is clothes. The way we like it.
Really getting deep into this one. I think it's more just like. It's the same thing as when you see like a dad kiss someone on the lips. You just go like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like
that's weird.
I don't know. I think it is. I think people's reaction to it, if it's like very strong, is weirder than it in and of itself.
I think this is much like the Skip Bayless situation. There's a history, a lot of mouth kissing between dads and sons.
But like that's why I think it shouldn't be surprising. It's like he's affectionate with his kid.
Go back up. It
is like if that would be weird if
that
it was
looks like something you do with a girlfriend. That's the problem. That looks like a funny, girly, like.
I wouldn't do that with a girlfriend, to be totally honest.
I would do that with a girlfriend before I did it with a 13-year-old boy.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying I wouldn't do it with anybody.
Okay.
But the it's a little strange, I guess.
But the people, it's like anything else. Like the people who are overly sexualizing it, you guys are the weirdos.
Right.
Don't put his face if we put the picture in. Don't put his face on. Even though he put it out there, I feel like it's weird to put. That poor guy is probably, I wonder if they get made fun of at school and then he goes like, yeah. Okay.
I would,
back to the mansion. Peace out, you fucking losers.
I would guess they don't get made fun of very
Yeah.
often. There's like, oh yeah, my dad's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You're gonna
My
make fun of
mom's
that?
Giselle. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, try. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my dad loves me too much. Tom Brady loves me too much. Yeah. Okay. Real quickly, just run through Andrew Tate and Greta battled. They had a beef. Andrew Tate got arrested for human trafficking. I guess what he does is not human trafficking, but I think he has like basically like one of those rooms in Taken set up where like there's just a bunch of webcam girls all in like one warehouse, and they're like doing webcam shit, and I guess they're there like on their own will and like making money, but I'm sure like weird shit goes down with some of them. So that's what this like human trafficking is. They're like being recorded at all times while they're like in this room that's designed to just have a bunch of webcam girls.
Why is everyone so goddamn fucking weird?
But why are people riding?
This is a fucking heavy one. 1 minute man section, by the way.
Dude,
we've covered.
We're doing incest,
potential incest. Fucking
kidnapping, domestic assault,
potential death.
Yep. Scamming for money. We're doing Delia rape. We're doing
which is just the news.
I mean, it's just the world. Yeah. Unfortunately, I just can't believe, like, much like the Nazi Pope, you're gonna ride for Andrew Tate. Like, okay, maybe he's not like a full blown human trafficking kidnapper. But there's not enough smoke for you to be like, I'm out on this guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm all set on this guy. Even the video of him that's consensual with the chick, he fucking whacks her. And she came out and was like, it's all consensual, but like he fucking creams her. Her head like was bobble, and like it was
what
like,
is it? I don't want to see it.
It's like they're role playing, and he's like, tell the camera like why you have bruises on you. And she's supposed to say like, because if I misbehave, daddy hits me. And she misspeaks though. She says like, because I didn't behave, so daddy hit me. And he's like, that's not what I fucking said. Boom. And he like mid sentence like, boom. And you see her like, and she's crying, and he's like pushing her head in the bed. And then afterwards she was
what?
And then afterwards
the video just put out.
Yeah, well it was leaked. But she's like, that was consensual. Like that's how I like to have sex. And I'm like, I get that, but I think you have some issues, and I think anybody that does that has some issues. And I don't want to kink shame, but that was fucking weird.
But I'll fucking kink shame. Yeah. You're making people cry in bed.
Too much.
Shame that.
Too far, yeah. Like that's just too far. So it's like, I don't know. Ride for the top G, you're a fucking loser.
What is that?
That's just his like nickname. I'm the top G. He's a fucking loser. He's the biggest fucking loser in the world.
Is that new?
But he makes like
I feel
a ton of money.
I've seen that a good amount.
No, I think he's just truly popped now, like to the mainstream where like.
But I've seen Andrew Tate for like a year.
That's what I mean. Though. I think like all of his things are now, you know, the nicknames or the sayings, like all of Andrew Tate culture is now out there, which is just fucking wild. And last off, we had some internet 1.0 type behavior going on over the break during the bowl games, where we had the Peach Bowl girl versus the Rose Bowl girl. Was that what it was?
Cotton Bowl.
Cotton Bowl versus the Peach Bowl. So there was two hot chicks in the crowd for each of these football games. Now both of them are getting like millions of likes on their videos. And what's crazy is that Pamela Anderson was at a CFL football game when a talent scout saw her in the crowd and was like, that chick is a smoke.
No way, really?
And that's how she got her start.
I didn't know that.
We had Jen Sturger got her start being the FSU girl. And now, so that was, you know,
don't
40
forget
years ago,
what's her name?
20 years ago.
McCarron.
2 weeks ago. Yep. That
was Burt Musburger's last nut.
That was the best. That was amazing. That sound you hear is every red-blooded American. But like hot girls at a football game will play forever. But now it's like, boom, you become famous like overnight. But lest we forget that this right here, these TikToks went viral because people were like, yo, somebody find me this girl. Who is she? And lest we forget the Smoke Patrol.
That was
one of the greatest things. I will say this. The greatest show of power of Barstool Sports was the Smoke Patrol.
Yeah.
Like
we found them 10 out of 10 times.
Like Dave tried to make Safe Moon become like a great investment. We've tried to sell tickets and merch on all these different things. Tried to sell watches. We've tried to do sports books, everything, right? The most powerful thing we did was from like 2000. Well, I did it. I don't know when he started it, but 2009 when I started in New York through like 2015-ish. I think eventually we had to kind of tail it off.
Yeah.
Was we would put a picture of a hot girl up and say, send out the Smoke Patrol. And within 3 minutes, I would have that girl's first and last name, where she went to school, her social security number, how old she was, and what her favorite color was. It was in send out the smoke patrol on this BPW worker. What? What is that? Boston Public Works or some shit? Yeah. That's fucking.
But
wait,
for real,
that's
though.
fucking. For real, who is that?
I probably took a picture of myself.
You really probably did because all right. So just to
If there's no hat tip on, I probably took a picture of myself.
you really did. I think you did.
I started it with, "Can I be sexist for a second?"
What exactly is this girl's job? She's not laying pavement.
Dude, that is
She's
a
not
funny thing.
breaking it up. Yeah.
When you walk around like the streets in New York and there's a construction, it is 100% of the time
the girl,
a woman
slow,
holding the
stop,
signs.
slow,
Stop.
Yep,
Like,
every time.
it's like, all right, they were like, you gotta hire ladies too. And they were like, what are we gonna do with the ladies?
But Smoke Patrol used to be like exactly.
This is. I'm gonna do this whole thing in a British accent. It's Andrew Tate improv, and I'm like, over here, blob. What you gonna do? Oh, the stop sign, would you?
You're not turning it fast enough. The Smoke Patrol used to be like hot chicks in the crowd or like famous people paparazzi pictures, and then eventually it just got down to like, who is this woman I saw? It was literally, can you guys tell me who this woman I saw was? And every time there was this girl. Google. Oh my God. What was that? Is that an airhead? What is that?
We're talking about Laffy Taffy. Banana. I don't even like banana flavored stuff.
Disgusting.
Oh, it's awful. I'm hungry.
Google, in quotes, Village Poorhouse, Pourhouse, ass, barstoolsports.com. I want to see if this works.
2014.
Yeah, so this is I bet I mentioned it in my blog and like linked to it. Yeah, the perfect butt. Click that link. I don't think it's gonna work. No. The go back. The picture definitely won't work, but the link right above that picture, the perfect butt from the Village Poorhouse. Yeah, this girl. It's funny because now again Instagram, like a million butts look like this.
Yeah.
There was this chick. I think she was a hostess at the Poorhouse, wearing these yoga pants that were so tight, and she just had the perfect ass. And I just fucking took a picture of it and put it on the website. And it was like, yeah, the Smoke Patrol. Can we find this girl?
Dude,
And I think we found her. Actually, I know we found her, and I'm pretty sure I talked to her. I don't remember who it was. If you would like to reach out again, go ahead. But I remember being like on Facebook, probably being like, yeah, like free tickets to this or that if you ever want to come, like whatever. But just being like, you have the perfect butt. But I mean, what a weird time that was. Just
the guy who does the Barstool Sports History podcast.
Yeah,
he's been posting a couple things. KFC Radio.
Oh, this was great. This is one of your best things. What'd you call this? Like Action News or something like that?
Yeah, I forgot about it. Dave was furious no one was at the office today, got hit by a car. So I went to the office the next day, did a full news report on it.
Yeah, the old lady who ran into it, right?
Yeah.
But it was just like an old lady who tapped it, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like
so I did a
reenactment, right?
I did a reenactment. I drove my own truck into my own Jeep into the building.
You just like tapped it, right? Yeah. Great moment. Great times. Great times.
But what I was gonna say is, you want to talk about the power of the Smoke Patrol? I broke my thumb like the first attempt at catching this. This is hard. So if we can actually, all right, we're getting jumbled real quick. So what Pat is showing us is the Barstool Sports NFL Punt Challenge round 1. We're gonna get to that because that's a crazy day.
Zoltan.
But what I was just gonna say was the power of the Smoke Patrol. This is the best example of it. The send out the Smoke Patrol made Jared Krabus a multimillionaire.
Because of his girlfriend, right?
It was his girlfriend that was on it. I blogged that. I remember,
dude. It's our meme. It's our meme. Our Domino's meme.
I remember I was at a bar in Newport. It was like a summer. I was living in Newport. I was at a bar, and it was those days where you're always like fucking on your phone checking shit.
Yeah.
And I was at O'Brien's, and my apartment at the time wasn't far from O'Brien's. And I was like, I gotta go blog this chick. Like, I gotta go.
She's that hot? Yeah.
Like, enough people had like emailed it in.
Oh, okay.
Where I was like, I gotta go blog this. So
Yeah.
I went back to the apartment, blogged it, went back out, and then Carabas DM'd me. But no, I couldn't DM me because I don't know my. He probably just tweeted at me or whatever.
Yeah.
And I probably clicked on his profile and saw he had like a couple thousand followers or whatever he had, and so I followed him, and then we ended up like talking a bit, and I don't remember how quickly it was from then, but he came in pretty soon thereafter to come in for a meeting, and then he got hired, and then now he works at DraftKings and makes
millions of dollars. We can move on. We'll do. Let's just do like one. Who's the asshole from the game? We have the game floating around.
God, my fucking asshole.
Jesus.
And it's not. No, it's the cheeks.
Yes. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, we gotta put that out.
God. Bro, touch it again.
I prefer not to.
Dude, it's so wet. It's cool.
Let me get in the middle there. You're disgusting. You are a disgusting creature.
Bro, I don't know. What you just did might have been gross.
It oddly doesn't smell.
Well, no shit. It doesn't smell. Sweat doesn't smell till it's fucking old.
All right. Who's the biggest asshole? My friend wore a racially insensitive costume for Halloween when we were 15. I think it's funny to show people.
Kevin Garnett?
Who is he? Paul Gozinski? I think it's funny to show people the pictures because it was more than 10 years ago. But people said it was a dick move. The fact that it was more than 10 years ago is precisely why you can't show the pictures. Right. Because we are now living in a time where you can't do that. I do like the idea of a statute of limitations. However, the world does not agree with me. So
the world does, though. Because they get
to some
mad
extent.
at you. They're like, what the fuck? And you're like, I don't know. It was a long time ago. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Like no one gets in real trouble for their fucking...
Well, I mean, blackface is going to get you in trouble.
Well, if you do it now, if you got an old picture of you in blackface, you're okay.
Okay,
Bro,
but you're not...
I would guess we have over 10 elected politicians currently serving who have been involved in blackface scandals.
And Trudeau is like Mr. Blackface.
Right.
It's like his last thing.
Does it every time he gets out of the shower.
His last
Trudeau
thing legacy.
Only uses charcoal face wash. Crazy. It's like,
but I still think... I don't think you can get away with it. I don't think you're going to get fired anymore. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. But, like, you'll get in trouble. It'll be a thing. If you go viral for a blackface in any way, you're going to get some heat.
Unless you're good at your job. Oh, yeah, you'll probably get fired unless you're good at your job. Like everything.
Yeah.
Unless
you're gonna experience some trouble. I also think it depends on how good the costume was. If you really knock it out of the park.
One of my favorite.
And also, let's not forget, if you're gonna, I don't even want to do this because I don't want this to happen, but you can't just let Robert Downey Jr. slide on Tropic Thunder if you're gonna hang everybody else over here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what's the argument there? It was a really fucking awesome movie. That's what your argument is, right?
It is.
So
people are like, it's satire. I'm like, I don't fucking know what that means.
Yeah.
So stop saying it.
It's like, no, it was just fucking funny, and like he played a black guy.
Can anyone in here tell me what satire is? No one knows what satire is.
No, people, it's fallen in the same
boat. It's their catch-all for like, I said something offensive.
Like true satire is just what you're like.
The only way I use
making fun of a topic or a person or a thing in like an ironic way. The use of humor and irony to ridicule and expose. So it's like,
so how was that satire?
It's not. That's what
right.
I mean.
It was
that becomes gaslighting. They're just saying it.
Right. I know there have been many a time in Barstool sports history when it was like, it's satire.
No.
And I was like, I don't fucking think that was satire.
Yeah. So
I'm not.
Okay, here's a good example of satire. PFT with PFT commenter.
PFT
That's satire.
Is satirical. Yes.
You're acting it out and being over the top to
Yes.
make commentary on how stupid you think these people are.
People think
but
you're
doing
it.
Yes.
That's what the only example I've ever been able to use my entire life.
It's a good one. That's why he's the best. I mean, that's why he's really like. That's why that is truly funny because that is true satire.
I remember when I was in college and the Colbert Report was on, and I lived with 3 kids from
Good
Texas,
satire, yeah.
and like I was the one who told them. I was like,
This is
just
not
so you
real.
guys know, he's a Democrat,
Right.
And they were like, wait,
what?
They're
That's what's scary is that a lot of people don't recognize the satire,
Right.
you know. But then also
when
now
you're
the pendulum swings back where it's like Andrew Tate is satire. It's like no, that dude fucking hates women and loves to fuck them and like you know like that's.
There's certain
not everything satire.
I don't think you know what satire. Like
Also,
I'll tell you, I've never been satirical in my life.
I mean, I'm sure you have here and there. You just don't know.
I just try and be funny. That's
yes,
it.
that's what I mean. Like we use it as like I made a joke that was like insensitive, and then you go, oh, it's satire.
Right. It's not.
It's like,
no, it's not. I was trying to make a joke. You didn't like it.
Be like we've definitely done some examples of satire here and there where you're just kind of alluding to somebody, or like
I don't think I'm smart enough to do satire. I didn't know what it meant until 10 minutes ago.
I feel like one time we
2 minutes ago.
I feel like we scripted like a Who's the Biggest Asshole one time, and it was like about somebody here, and we were like acting it out. Remember that?
Is that satire?
That's kind of
I remember what it was.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
I think it was Grudgment Day Dave, right?
It was AFC Championship Dave. When
I brought my girlfriend to a brunch. I brought my girlfriend to a live stream football game because we were like going to brunch afterwards, or went to brunch first, right?
Dude, that wasn't satire. That was just me. That was just me telling a story that made sense.
But I think we were like acting it out almost.
But I was telling the story about when Dave was furious because I brought a girl to a watch party.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What are you fucking doing, dude?" He's like,
but that's what I mean. I think that would be satirical. Is then we are making up a scenario and playing it out and doing the same exact thing he did.
Yeah. I don't think that's because I don't know satire well enough. I refuse to call anything I've ever done satire. I try and be funny. Sometimes I'm funny. Sometimes I'm not. That's
right. And when you're not, you just say it's satire, dude. No, that's not how it fucking works. Anyway, one more, and then we'll do voicemails. My husband's hair is going gray, and I'm making him dye it so I don't feel old being around him. I think that gray hair is hot. I think that
I do too, but I also think it's one of those things from what I've been told by people with gray hair. Now I am getting cold because my sweat is drying.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I'm pretty
sure you're going through crack withdrawals. That's what a crackhead does in an alley. It's like, Dennis, I'm so hot, but so
weird.
cold all at the same time.
What do you call it? I've been told by people with gray hair that it's hot in idea. And then you get it, and you look in the mirror, and you're like,
I don't know. You know who I heard from? Ghosts from Chris's Past. YP
Oh, yeah?
YP texted me and said, I just got a haircut, and this chick gave me the KFC. She was like, it must have been like a Fleischmann disciple.
Uh-huh.
Just straight up gave me the KFC. And she did, but like that salt and pepper, YP's got a little peppered in there.
Yeah,
I think that looks great.
I think
that looks great. I think there's also a difference between silver and gray, because like my beard gets like red, black, and gray. That's tough.
Yeah.
Then it just looks like blah. But I think if you get some good salt and pepper, I don't know. Maybe I'll get it and I'll feel wrong. I'll be wrong. And I'll feel old. But if it happens to me, I'm also it's different. If you have lighter hair, you don't like see it as much. Like if you started to go gray, I don't even know if you would see it.
Yeah, I probably
mix it with the ginger,
But it is the meanest thing you can say. Is just like I don't want to be around because it makes you feel
that's
old.
what's fucked up.
But also, I feel like
you're looking old, so that makes me feel old because I'm dating you is fucked.
I think I make people feel old being around me. I think because like I it's not my look, but like my actions are very much that of an old man. Just the noises.
I make. Yeah. I used to
dude, my parents kind of didn't go full tilt with it, but like they kind of don't let me eat with them anymore
because it's just disgusting sounds.
It's just like,
ugh,
bro.
It's like you're like a horse eating out of a trough.
It's not even sounds I'm making with my mouth. It sounds my body is.
Yeah, just like gargling.
No, it's my fucking. It's my mom says it reminds me of her father.
That's not good.
And it's like
those guys were like depression veterans, just like their sounds were not good.
I mean, I've done it before. I'll do it again. It is like it's when you like this is what it sounds like listening to me eat.
Oh, yeah. You sound like a horse.
It is. She's like, can you just shut up?
Stop. Yeah.
Can you? And I'm like, I can't just shut up. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
You need to just chew like.
And you know what sucks too?
Because
I saw someone quote tweeted something the other day about how you fucking guys, how you can slim your face down. It's chewing gum an hour a day.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's also not true. Fuck out of here.
No? You chew gum an hour a day?
No, but like...
You got a fat ass face.
If you have face fat, gum ain't fixing it. You got to get like liposuction and that's it. There's no way to like work This is not like, maybe right here a little bit. But that's
What's
it.
that, buckle fat?
Yeah.
Is that what's pronounced?
Bro, those bitches, Jackie, let's talk about that. What's up with these bitches all getting their fucking cheeks sucked out?
No, I want to do that.
No.
Why not?
Because when you're old, you're going to look like
It's
a
just gonna
ghoul.
hang.
Have you ever seen the surgery?
No.
It's
Wow, no,
wild.
no.
Let me see if I can
Oh, what's this
find
Yeah,
you a
this
good
is
one.
important, yeah. Bro, I hate articles. Just you say if your fucking headline is a question, the
Answer
article
the
should
fucking
say
question.
Just say yes
Yeah.
or no.
Yes, agreed.
Does chewing gum help your jawline? Yes or no? It seems
see
like.
if-
Have you
seems
heard
like
of
no.
mewing?
What's up?
Have you heard of mewing?
Mewing?
Mewing is more of like a scientific way to chisel your jawline. It's like you put your tongue on the top of your mouth and you swallow all day.
What?
And then- yeah.
I can kind of see that. Like,
What is
I just feel like you gotta get coked up, and you're like,
Close your lips, move your jaws so that the front bottom teeth are just behind your front upper teeth. Cover the roof of your mouth with your tongue. Place the tip of your tongue right behind your front teeth without touching.
What? I don't even understand the fucking instructions here.
I get it.
Cover the roof of your mouth with your tongue.
And I did it like 3 times in a row, and now I'm like, it's like burning.
I can't. I don't know how to do this. What do
Look
you
at
mean?
me. Look at me. Like, push your tongue into your top of your.
So if I go, so it's 2 separate motions. One at the roof of my mouth, one at the tip of my teeth.
Kinda. Just like push your tongue up again. Paz is like, dude, look at this is the buccal fat or buccal or whatever, I don't know how to say it, getting removed. I hope this is a good one that shows it. It's just like a
How long was the surgery done?
No, it's fine. It's just like a yellow.
No,
Listen. It's not that bad. It looks like a sponge. Like when I first saw it, I was like, this is like not real. This must be like, I couldn't believe this was actual fat.
No.
Look, just look. Don't
I'm
be a
looking,
pussy. Look,
I'm looking.
They just pull that yellow thing out. Looks like an egg yolk. Look at that. And they just go yoink, and then that's gone.
I don't like this stuff at all, dude. I don't like this stuff at all.
And then you just don't have any fat. Jackie, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I wanted it at one point, but
But like when you get old,
what
you're
you're supposed to do now is you're supposed to just do the
you're gonna look like
you're
this.
supposed to take out the muscles of your jaw, and then that slims your face.
That's
Because
insane.
then that's gonna be better than taking out the.
That
buccal
is
fat.
so insane. You're gonna
Buccal
take the
fat, how's it
muscles
pronounced?
out of your jaw.
It's my next.
It's your next one?
My next one.
What's
Or
your favorite
the
plastic
people who
surgery?
get the
next
cat
one.
eye hook.
Yeah, that one's.
That's
a lot.
insane
Yeah.
too. They go into your face, they take a literal hook, and they put it like around the skin, and they pull it back so you get the cat eye. Most girls just put like little eyeshadow on, so it goes like this.
And then you
Some
have to,
girls
like-
get their fucking eyelid pulled back.
And you have to get surgery like they
In your
take
back of
the
your
back
head.
Of your head.
Yeah.
That just like. scoops
They just
everything
pull
out.
like the whole thing back,
Mm-hmm.
and then you hit like 40, and you're like, ah, you look like a freak.
But then you can get it undone, right?
I don't know. I don't
They,
think
like,
so.
Take out the skin.
And if you take out the fat, yeah, like your skin.
Yeah, the buccal
shrinks
fat
to it.
thing, like you just look old. Once you get old, you look.
You look
really
old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because actually, aging well is about having fat, kind of. When you're like, yeah, we're gonna age well, man. That's why guys age well, because we're skinny fat all the time. You know? All right, voicemails, and then we'll get out of here.
4-hour pod for your boys.
Alright, boys, I was just watching the episode where Feits said he was intrigued by female Tommy Smokes, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've jerked off to female Tommy Smokes multiple times. Smokes got tit. Smokes got tit. And now the
Smokes
problem
got
is,
tit.
I'm kind of getting fucking turned on by regular Tommy Smokes, and regular Tommy Smokes is a lot more content than female Tommy Smokes. There's just a lot more of internet minutes to go around. So yeah, basically, what's y'all weirdest jerk off moment? What is y'all most unproud of fat?
I'll tell you what, it's not as bad as Tom Scabelli. Tommy is so vain and such a
He's like
he
incredibly vain.
he
It's really
desires
impressive.
he desires the spotlight and fame and attention so much that he's gonna think that's a good thing.
He's done a good
He's
job.
gonna love that. that weird dude with that ponytail is jerking off to him, he's gonna be like, oh my god, I'm so flattered.
He is,
and he means it. It's not an act. It's not a bit. He wants the attention that bad that he loves that guy's jerking off to him.
Like I talk to Tommy fairly regularly. Not best friends, but I talk to Tommy a lot more than I talk to most people here. It's not. He's just been able to turn it into a character.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not a character
created. Yeah,
right.
No.
It's just like
it's like
which I think is the most organic way.
The Mets for me. And it's like I started the podcast and I'm this Mets character, but I like the Mets.
Yeah,
Tommy's a fan of himself.
Right. Yeah.
Tommy's he should do electric chairs for himself.
Yeah. Like watching Tommy post content.
Yeah,
this guy's the best.
My least proud fap. Come on, Jesus Christ.
Man, dude.
You know what the problem is? I'm kind of proud of a lot of them.
Yeah?
Like there's ones that I'm like not proud of, and then I'm like, fuck it, who cares?
I
get your rocks off.
Yeah, I guess I'm not proud of it.
There was probably some time where I would have fucking been ashamed of a chick with a dick, and now I'm like, whatever.
Do you think you're ever gonna fuck a transvestite, Kevin? Like you're gonna go Eddie Murphy? Was it Eddie Murphy got caught with one?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
but I also think so did.
Jackie's got intimate knowledge of 1990s rap.
Hugh Grant did too, right?
Did Hugh Grant?
I think so.
It happens with a lot of celebrities.
So this
I would venture to guess it kind of.
It's the next frontier.
It's what happened when people were just fucking nonstop.
They needed another thing.
We're not doing that. We're just watching porn. By the way, speaking of porn,
do tell. Go on.
State of Louisiana. To watch Pornhub now, you got to put in your fucking government ID.
That is a gross miscarriage of freedom and justice in this country. That is unconstitutional. That is not what this country is about. Our founding fathers are turning over in their graves, and we need to raid the Capitol right now. Because I'll tell you what it is, John. It's a slippery slope. It starts in Louisiana, and the next thing you know, all these states are falling, and it starts with your government ID, and next thing you know, you're not allowed to jerk off. And
bro, I was thinking about this.
What does this even mean?
I was thinking about this like for the poor 16-year-olds who can't click I am 18 enter anymore. 18? But like it's even worse for like the people who are 18, and you're like, well, now I have to put in my ID? I don't want you to know what I'm watching.
This is crazy. There is some government team out there who wants to track the pornography habits of 18-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Guys and girls.
All people.
Right, but yes, but like specifically teenage. There are teenagers who we are tracking their pornography habits right now.
Yes.
Deplorable. Disgusting.
Like, it is... It's. I don't like to throw this word around lightly. It is really problematic.
What do you do? So you put in what? You're like
you put your license in.
Your drive. You have to scan like a picture, or you.
Yeah, I would honestly like
a number.
Like, do the Barstool Sportsbook. Like I have to send my picture of my ID to prove that I'm 21.
I'll tell you, man. If
I imagine
if
something
in Louisiana,
pretty comparable to that.
Whatever the equivalent of this for the Boston Tea Party is, if I was in Louisiana, I'd be doing this right now.
Fucking dumping loads over.
I would be coming all over Capitol Hill.
I don't you fucking break the levees with a bunch of loads.
Levy loads. Watch out, yo. That is nuts. I'm gonna have to talk to our girl Aria about that. What's up with fucking Louisiana? That is deplorable.
Yeah. No, it's a shocking move. I think the only thing really to do is just come in the ocean a lot.
That's the only thing. I think I'll stand brother in arms with Louisiana, and I will jerk off and watch porn freely for you tonight. God, that is crazy,
bro. Imagine I came up here again. This is probably one of those things where I think I've said in the past when horrible things happen in the country and they show the map of where the bad things are happening and where normal things are happening, and it's usually that top right corner is usually like, hey, we're pretty good. Everything's pretty good over here. I like to think that no matter,
we'll always stay strong.
I think we're always good. The moment we're not good,
I'll leave the country.
Cayman Islands, here I come. I got
see you later.
No loyalty to
I'll be
place.
down there with Army Hammer. See you later. All right, next up.
What's up, Kevin, John, the crew? Kind of got an am I the asshole for you. So Let me paint the picture. Last year, my girlfriend invites me to this wedding. Wedding's apparently for a childhood best friend, right? She says they stay close through college, they would do sleepovers, yada yada, all the fucking dumb shit that girls do. However, girlfriend didn't get put in the wedding. We barely caught an invite towards it's probably 2 months before the whole fucking thing. And she was still hopeful that this is her best friend. And but before I even found out about the wedding, I made plans for my birthday that just happened to be the same fucking day as the wedding. So I have to go and cancel these plans because she's calling me crying, saying that I don't support her and that this is her best friend and that I'm being an asshole for not sitting and listening and understanding. And I just want to know, am I the asshole for telling this girl after she calls me out that she's just the biggest idiot ever and this girl can't be that close to her friend if she's not gonna, one, put her in the fucking wedding? She had 15 bridesmaids. It wasn't like she had 3 or 4. She had 15. She didn't put her in there, and then we barely even caught an invite, and I think it was honestly because her mom reached out to the girl's mom. So, am I the asshole for being mad that I had to skip my birthday and my birthday plans to go to this shitty wedding? Where, mind you, they fucking didn't even have a DJ. They had one of the groomsmen with his fucking iPod playing aux, and he just kept fucking going over and over again, Waka Flocka, no hands. And every time he would come on, he would do one of those oh shit, dude, look across the bar, and it was the worst day ever.
All right, so I'm not saying this is what he is. I think people who are like, it's my birthday, I can't do anything else, are wild. I think he's just kind of saying, he's like, look, it just happened to be my birthday. I would have preferred to do something I wanted to do.
I guess, but I don't know. I think you're not the asshole for being upset about this wedding. I think you are the asshole for being it ruined my birthday plans.
Yeah.
If I had, I guess if somehow I said it's my birthday, I want to go to this restaurant tonight. That would be the extent of my plans. Yeah. And then I found out that someone had a wedding or whatever. I'd be like, oh, all right, I don't know, we'll just go to the wedding.
Dude, my plans would be, it's my birthday. Someone pick a fucking restaurant to go to.
Yeah, right. And then if someone picked a wedding, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, right.
But it sounds like the bigger part is that you just went to a shitty wedding that you got dragged to.
I know the biggest part for me is how my goddamn girlfriend keeps saying it's her best friend. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, right.
There's a full high school football team on the altar right now.
Yeah.
And you're clearly not up there.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's your best friend?
If you're not making the cut of 15.
15 is crazy.
Jackie, how many bridesmaids would you have right now if you had a wedding? Someone's at home listening going, am I in that list of 7 or not?
I'd say 6, 8.
Yeah, that's good.
I remember,
try to keep it 6.
I remember I had this girlfriend a few years back. The girlfriend made me cry when she dumped me. And we were never discussing marriage, but we were just talking about
weddings and shit.
Weddings. Yeah. And it was like how many bridesmaids? Basically, we're just doing Jackie right now. Yeah. And it was I was like, how many bridesmaids would you have? And she was like, I forget what her number was. It might have been. It wasn't that high. It was not 15, but it was still
12?
Made me gasp. I was like,
yeah.
You're gonna have 12? I was like, I have to make 8 new friends.
We're gonna need stand-ins. I'm gonna have to hire actors.
I wasn't gonna invite 12 people.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're gonna have 12 on the stage?
Dude,
I was like, I don't know. And again, we weren't talking about getting married. It was just a discussion about weddings. And I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna compete.
I remember thinking to myself because I think I had 8 guys, and I think I almost had I was dictating it more than the girls were.
Really?
But I was I had my brother, I had 2 friends that I've known since 1st grade, and then I did basically anybody I ever lived with.
Yeah.
And I had a couple different roommates. So I was I lived with those 3 guys. I lived with him, and I lived with him, and next thing you know, it was 8. And I was like, fuck. And even then, it was there was a couple hurt feelings and some people that were oh, really?
Adult,
that's not really, but I was I could have had more, put it that way. But I was you got to draw the line somewhere, because then all of a sudden, if you start to let this guy in, then that guy in, and that guy in, and next thing you know, it's there's no rules. So I think I cut it to you have to be a lifelong friend, or I lived with you for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gone. But it can add up quick if you have any sort of extended family, or if you gotta have cousins or all that shit. I think it's better to just go nothing.
Go nothing.
Or do bridesmaid, best man.
Best man.
Yeah, done. Don't even deal with the bullshit.
But I can't imagine a world where I get like upset. And maybe it's because I'm
No,
fucking
but
annoyed.
girls are very different.
But you said even like in your thing there were like some hurt where even I'm like remote. I might fucking bust your balls for like literally 1 second.
Yeah.
But that is
The ball busting's for sure happening, but I do not care. As a matter of fact, I don't have to get the talks. I don't have to be there early for pictures.
Right.
It's like
Exactly.
I love not being in the wedding.
Right.
So
I'm gonna give a goddamn speech. I haven't been to a wedding in years. I didn't give a fucking speech yet.
Yeah.
Because those are the only ones I get invited to. And I'm like, now I have to fucking watch what I'm drinking and
Behave myself.
Stay a little bit sober.
Be a functioning human.
I have to be remotely sober for 3 hours of this wedding. Fuck that.
I can't even imagine how moist your pants are at a wedding. Sitting here.
Bro, everyone's like getting ready, like slugging beers. I'm like, I have to fucking talk in 5 hours.
An hour. I can't even start.
So I can't even
start up until this is over. Yeah, that's the fucking.
I don't start until it's like the cocktail hour. I'll have, like,
then you can catch
cocktail,
up. Yeah.
And I'll hold that cocktail in time to get a speech.
Right.
And then we do what we call binge drinking.
All right, last voicemail.
What's up, boys? KFC, Feits, Jackie. What's up, Jackie? So, I got a story. Might take a little long, but I'm trying to get through it as fast as possible. Dates back about 3-4 years ago to my freshman year of college. I'm a senior now.
That guy's a senior in college?
So, after my freshman year of college, I get a call from my high school girlfriend. She's in the hospital. I don't know what the fuck this is about. She had visited me at school about 8-9 months prior.
Oh, God.
Apparently, she had what's called a cryptic pregnancy, where she didn't even know she was pregnant. So she was at school doing fucking drugs, drinking the entire time, and she looked fucking skinny. I'm not kidding. Like, I saw her in person, did not look big like a couple weeks prior. And she calls me, says that she's pregnant, and that I'm the dad. Because the dates do add up. I'm not knocking that. They did add up. And then, so for the next 2 weeks, I completely iced my friends. Do not talk to them. Like, do not want, because, I mean, I can't go out. I got this going on. I don't want them to know what's going on until I know for sure. So I go for 2 weeks to her house after my fucking summer job, just taking care of a baby. Just changing diapers, doing all this shit.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that baby was.
I watched Spider-Man with Itchildren's first movie. That was pretty badass. But other than that, it was pretty fucking weird. And then we take the cotton swab tests for like the DNA. We do 2 of them. They come back. I'm not the dad. Be it the baby did not look like me. That might just be in my head. But like, I don't know. I don't know if babies look like people, but I don't think it looked like me. And so I'm not the dad, whatever. I play it cool, like I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, blah blah, like I'm not the dad, but like I'm here, like if you ever need to talk. I'm not talking to you, but just to be nice to say that. And then about a year goes by, I see her friends out and they talk to me about it. I'm like, oh yeah. Then I get a fucking text from her like 2 days later saying how fucking nuts it is that I'm talking about this. Like a year went by. People fucking know. Like
a year?
I'm made out to look like an asshole for fucking telling my friends about it and then also just talking to her friends about it who mentioned it to me. And then, so I might be the asshole there. I don't think I'm the asshole for telling my friends for that. Anyways, about 2 weeks ago, I saw somebody out at the bar and they told me she's going around telling people that I walked out on this kid. Fucking, I got 2 things of DNA telling me I didn't do this. I fucking signed that goddamn birth certificate to be the dad, give it my last name. Luckily, I was able to rescind it after 30 days when I found out. But, like, is that not the fucking most nuts story you ever heard? Like, I was 18 years old when I found out.
That's pretty bad.
I had a late birthday, so
My
I was
answer's
18
no, but it's a fucking
Heard-
bad one.
Heard similar stories. Dude.
And apparently she's just
I mean, the cryptic. I've heard those stories.
I've
before.
never heard of a cryptic
I think
pregnancy.
it
I thought you said a
usually.
topic wrong.
I think it's usually like coupled with like an eating disorder or something, where like girl's body is just totally out of whack, missing her period. She was used to missing her period anyway. She barely puts on weight. Next thing you know, you're like 6 months pregnant and you have this baby. I don't get how it happens. I think there's got to be like some level of like the mother did know and didn't and suppresses it or just ignores it or whatever. But I mean, to even this guy even to like come and be like, yeah, I'll like, what do you say, watch Spider-Man with the baby or some shit like that. I mean, dude, when you're 18 years old and you get a call and it just says you're the dad and the baby's already here, is fucking insanity.
Yeah, hang on a second. But I'm also so jealous of him, man.
Why,
dude? That relief.
Oh, the relief.
That post-pregnancy scare relief.
That's not post-pregnancy. That's post like birth.
Yeah, I know.
That's post-human.
But post-pregnancy is like fucking. Like, oh God, you're like, all right, someone's up there looking out for me. Someone.
That's one of those moments. Like, okay, I swear, I'm gonna clean up my act. I'm never gonna do it again. Thank you for that one. The like cotton swab in the mouth. This is not your kid. Is, I mean, I am not the father. We've seen the dance moves on Maury. I mean, it's pure elation,
dude. I can't tell you.
I almost want this to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
dude,
for sure. To ride the high.
I want to. If you are susceptible to cryptic pregnancy, holla at your boy. It is fucking.
I mean, that's gotta like when somebody calls you up and says like, yeah, 8 months ago, remember 9 months ago, you're like, yup.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I'm pregnant and it's here and I didn't know about it, and you're just like the whirlwind you got to go through. You don't tell any of your friends, you don't tell your family.
But see, that's the bullshit.
I probably would have killed myself.
Where she's like, this is something I think we both deal with on occasion, where you get someone who's like, what, you're telling people? Like, yeah, it happened to me.
Yeah.
Like,
right,
it was,
right.
I signed a goddamn birth certificate. Yeah, I told people.
It's part of my story too. It's part of my life too.
That's obviously something I'm rather
that hits
defensive about. Where like yes, it fucking it's my story too. I still get DMs like, you fucking. I'm like, yeah,
I'm talking about it because it's mine.
It's fucking happened to me.
It's more my story than your story. Fuck you. Yeah, that, I mean, I couldn't handle that as an adult, let alone at 18. The fuck out of here.
It is.
I can't even.
Bro,
I can't.
18 is.
I can barely log in Louisiana and watch porn, and I gotta fucking raise your cryptic baby, your mystery baby.
It is, dude. We've said it time and time again. It should just be necessary at the fucking birth. You just do a DNA test.
Yeah, just straight up.
It's just like it should
every marriage you automatically gets a prenup, and every birth automatically gets a
it's
DNA
just like
test.
why would you not want that?
Yeah.
Like, let's just be sure.
Yeah.
Let's just be sure.
Yeah. Well, I can see some people who don't want that. You know?
Well, yeah. Yeah. Those are the people who need that. Yeah. let's just be 100% positive whose kid this is. What?
Did you finish White Lotus?
I didn't even start it.
You didn't? Oh, I thought you were watching it.
I watched episode 6. Loved
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Episode 6 was great.
There's a scene where some people interpreted it as paternity test stuff. Anyway, never mind. That guy, you know, if someone drops that on you,
bro, at 18,
if you kill any of the humans involved in that situation, I don't even think I blame you.
At 18, like, that's a nice time for it to happen, because guess what, bro? Things are gonna start looking up. You're gonna
yeah, for real.
You're gonna get to college and be like, these chicks don't get cryptic pregnant. That's awesome.
That has got to be the all-time, like, you could get like hit by a car the next day and it's like, whatever, dude, I don't have a cryptic baby. Hey. But that's also bullshit to be, then you run around telling people that I walked out on the baby.
Right, yeah, dude.
Because you know what? That's like a rape accusation that sticks.
Yeah, right.
People are just going to call you a deadbeat when you're just like, yo, fucking, I got the papers right here.
Dude, I don't know if that's, I think I'd be like, oh, actually, she's fucking insane.
Well, yeah, but you have to like tell your story.
Right.
Like if somebody just says, oh yeah, that guy walked out on me, like your first thought isn't like, did you have a cryptic baby and lie about it?
Dude,
so
there are people I've met my first time being,
you lying.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Seems like
most
like
people know
as long as I know the other person too, I'm like,
yeah.
If I've met them even once,
I'm gonna believe this person.
I don't think that's the vibe I got from them.
Right. Fucking cryptic babies. That's probably not even what it was at all. You probably just fucking lied the whole time. You dumb bitch. Me too, baby. All right. Abella Danger's on the show. She's the queen. She is a master debater. Literally. Let's do it. Let me read these ads. By the way, number one porn star of the year, was it?
Oh my god.
What's the exact award?
Yeah, it's like
number
I'm
one of the year?
number one most watched. I'm number one on Pornhub now.
I mean,
so many times I came in here saying number two.
I was gonna say it's one of those things where it's like like if you follow basketball, they used to say that like Jordan should have won the MVP like every year.
Okay.
And like sometimes they just gave it to someone else because like he can't win it all the time.
Okay.
Like realistically, you should have been number one the last like 10 years.
Yeah,
Is it just number of views though?
It's just number
I
one.
mean, if the numbers don't add up, then but I can't imagine
so
you're.
Yeah, it's the highest views, like, but it's also video, like, so Lana, I honestly think that I got number one because I stopped shooting, like, for real, and it makes sense because Lana, she had less views than me, but she had more views per video.
Yeah, that makes total
video.
sense. If it's views per video,
yeah,
you got to
views
keep
per
your
video.
views.
Yeah, so then since I haven't shot anything in 2 years, people are just like rewatching and rewatching.
Yeah, there's no way that they're gonna. You should just shoot like one video ever again, and your views will go through the fucking
Oh my
roof.
God, I've always thought, I was like, wow, what if I was to do that? And I feel like people would freak out.
When you say you haven't shot anything in 2 years, you mean at all, or like
Not even
OnlyFans?
for
Like,
OnlyFans.
really?
No, I haven't shot anything at all.
So you just made enough money. You're good.
No, yeah. I mean, not like that, but like, no. But I mean, I don't need like a superfluous amount of money. Like, I've obviously
already got it.
I mean, yeah, I'm good.
It is weird though. I remember we talked to Lana about it, and she was like, I can like put a video on OnlyFans or drop a picture on OnlyFans and make like $1 million in a day if I
Oh
wanted
my
to.
God. Okay, well then
And-
that's not like me.
but let's say it's not a million, whether that's true or not or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you could at like the drop of a hat if you wanted to film something, put it out, and make
Yeah.
a shit ton of money.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, I could do a lot of things.
Flex.
Yeah.
But like you just don't want to. You just don't care to.
Like honestly, I'm just so busy. Like school is like my number one priority, and I'm also on the debate team, which takes up so much of my time.
Fucking hilarious.
Dude, what?
If I swear.
Listen,
to God,
I just
John,
won third in
if
a
I'm,
debate
like,
tournament
if I was,
against
like-
UM, like a bunch of other schools.
Imagine I'm like 19 years old and I step up to the
you
podium to
didn't.
debate.
One of them did.
And it's like, what the? I would honestly be like,
fucking
what
Abella
the
Danger?
fuck is
Like,
what? Have
is Abella
Abella
Danger
Danger
on the
I'm
team?
supposed to debate like Reconstruction in
so-
America with Abella
I would be
Danger?
like-
Subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be fast. So that's it.